canines. What the?
Hyenas are more canine, or hyenas are more feline than canine.
I know, that's what I was saying. It's like Eans are weird, but like, you know.
That's because Shadow and Wolfie decided to be the exact same boring persona of themselves.
Just to start out.
I mean, technically, if you go by like actual character, Schmeedy is the only one that is not a canine in any sense of the word. Because I'm playing a fox.
Well, I mean, when we had Rowena.
Yeah. Yeah.
She thought about coming back, but then she said Zerta's stinky.
that is a fair reason.
She is? Welcome. I'm thinking after this, is there another, like, genre that y'all would like to explore other than, like, medieval things? In terms of tabletop progression?
I mean, like, I could probably think of things, but the thing is that I don't know what genres there would be that I would be interested in.
There is the most obvious second one would obviously be Pathfinder or Starfinder would be the obvious second one. Starfinder is basically space.
Are actually, like, interesting.
Yeah, so they're basically space D&D.
That actually sounds kind of fun, at least in my personal opinion. I do not talk for the group.
Wiz and Smeedy, have either of you played Starfinder yet?
I've not. I've heard of it, but I almost joined a campaign with it as well, but I ended up not being able to.
Yes, I will drink water. But yeah, no, that would be the next kind of evolution would be probably that. Space, because that kind of takes everything away enough. But that might be the second, because like I said, eventually this campaign would be a shot. This whole campaign in general, and this is for everyone, this whole campaign in general was a basically trial run for Shadow, Rona, and Razzie, and then everyone else who joined as well. But this originally started as a trial D&D. Everyone was new, so that's why everyone kind of picked characters they did. They picked the actions, and everything. Yeah. So if we were to, like I said, do everything, the only thing I'm a little bit worried about is Smeedy just got done making a character, so.
Well, I mean, like, we could always do something and just rework the characters we have.
Yeah.
That would be the simplest way, and it's not like we'd have a full restart unless one of us absolutely wanted to do it for ourselves.
I know Wizwed would.
I mean,
Wizwed would definitely.
But
I always want to make new characters. I get bored of my characters too quickly.
I do too, but like I said, I have a problem in my case, and that's why I don't touch that anymore.
Smeedy would be, he would fit very well in a futuristic setting, considering he literally has a robot companion. You just kind of add a blaster to his, like, sidearm, and then suddenly you have Space Rat.
Space Rat.
Space Rat.
I'm pretty sure Pathfinder literally has... No, Starfinder has a rat.
Artificer. Yeah, Artificer is literally the most futuristic race in D&D.
Artificer.
Artificer.
Artfisher.
Artfisher.
Sam Fisher.
Rat Fisher.
Wait, Sam Fisher? Are you talking about Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell?
Yes.
Dude, I love those games.
But yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that obviously later, but like, I would not be opposed.
I was thinking maybe doing
everyone
that.
Agreed.
I was thinking maybe we should probably try finishing up this campaign by maybe the end of the year, and then we can start next year with a like Starfinder or something.
That actually sounds kind of fun.
It just depends what Shadow and Wolfie think, especially.
Yeah. They are the deciding factors. I just exist.
I am the decider.
I barely even do that.
How am I a deciding factor?
Because you're part of the party.
Oh, okay. So we're not all part of the party. I get it.
You want to make new characters. Also, the reason why I'm talking about this now is because once Shadow goes, I don't get to talk to him after stream because he goes to work.
Yeah, because all of us kind of like, all of us stay after, and then he has to go work, and he never talks about D&D ever again until the next Saturday.
Yeah. That's why I was also kind of getting it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Shadow, you
Well,
have
it's
a give
smart
an
doing it in the
opinion.
very beginning.
What's going on? Everybody just like went quiet. I'm
Oh,
so
boy.
scared. Hello, I'm Shadow the Wolfo. How do you do, Will? Welcome to today's stream where it's a D&D campaign hosted by Zerta Fox, featuring Wizrad as Iris, Wolfie as Dusty, Saber as Razzie, and Schmeedy.
Love it.
Yeah.
You could
Wait,
do what
Queen
Saber
Le-
does and just say,
Queen
like,
Levitsa.
Tease.
La Vida Loca.
La Vida Loca.
No, I forgot.
Queen La Vida.
So yes, everyone. So after Wolfie nodded last
Fine.
week, he got stuck at the top, and once he got done nodding at the top, the rest of them climbed down the shaft, and after finding the frogs at the bottom of the shaft, they decided to keep them in a cage. Don't want them, coming out. So then they would decide that they would come out instead, with only one frog. Sound about right?
Yeah, give or take. That is essentially, yeah. Just got a very slimed up backpack with a frog in it now. Yeah.
May or may not be an aphrodisiac. We're not sure yet.
Oh my
Maybe-
god.
We'll find.
Maybe a bioweapon. No one's licked it yet, so we're not sure.
I will not be the one to lick the toad. I refuse.
But yes,
Don't look at me.
What did I do? Somebody just put me in the corner.
I didn't put you in a corner. How did you get over there?
Stay in.
Yes.
Yeah.
What all are you doing, or do I need other people to kind of check themselves here?
Let's see. Well, I,
I was
Well-
awake up at the top for you guys to come back.
Dusty.
Yeah.
It's crazy down there. They have, I believe, the frogs is what they're going to be using to spread their biological weapon. We found
I have
frogs
one in
coated
my
with some sort of
backpack.
oil, and well, Iris yelled at me, but
Well, because you almost got yourself killed.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
When I
You
touched
love
it,
us when we're unsafe.
I felt very nauseous, so I quickly pulled my hand away. But I later found out that Razzie found something similar up here in one of the rooms. We also ran into some trouble. We could have used your help.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. But next time, need you.
All right,
Oh.
Dusty, you kept the camp safe.
What?
It's all right. You kept the camp safe.
I did, yes. Did not see anything.
But
Roll a
Alright,
perception,
you fell
Dusty.
asleep.
Oh god.
I know I'm a level higher.
Good. And I told you your abilities. Lavitz, did you see your level 7 ability?
What the?
Yep, Flash of Genius.
Also, yes, Dusty, you really kept that camp safe. You didn't see anything at all while they were down there. You didn't see a single thing.
He dozed off while we were down there. But
Good job.
Why did I get the same freaking roll?
11 every time.
forever rolling forward.
Would you like to try one more perception, Dusty, since they were down there a long time? That could be for the first hour they were down there. There you go.
There we go.
Something above a 4. During the first hours they were down there, it was pretty quiet. During the second hour, however, as you were getting a little bit complacent, you know, they were down there a while, you heard some explosions, you kind of wanted to go down there and check, because you're like, oh, that could be dangerous. But as you were doing that, one of the generals came over to you, or the general came over to you, and asked you to go check out something outside, as he could have sworn he saw a singular red light in the distance. You went out to try to investigate, and you couldn't really find anything, but you did see some tracks outside that looked to be very hard pressed into the snow around the area. But as they got to a certain point, they just kind of disappeared, as the tracks seemed like they were going to a certain direction, and then as if something took off in flight, it leave the tracks with nowhere else to follow. So seeing that, you had to come back to the camp to double check, as you had to make sure everyone was okay as you were checking the outside.
Do you want to bring up this information to the group?
Okay.
Use
So,
words.
huh?
I mean, you can easily just not tell us. That is 100% up to you.
So, wait, which one's the general?
The general is down here looking over at the front of the... He's over here now. He decides to...
Okay. So I point over at the general, letting everybody know that he saw a red light. I went to investigate that, found some tracks in the snow, but then they suddenly disappear.
This is definitely concerning, because I thought we cleared out the camp.
Maybe there were some people out on patrol while we were on all, when we started our initial raid, and because of that, maybe they're just now watching or reporting.
That is possible. They could have came back and stumbled upon the fort and then snuck by to see what was going on and then quickly left.
And it's possible they teleported out, so don't know on how far away they were able to go.
Well,
this could be a serious risk or detriment to our safety here. If they report this back, do you think we should try and follow, then apprehend them more so? And if that's the case, if there's another person, we can also get information out of them.
But where did they go is the question, because I can't find the tracks.
Yeah, but maybe someone has some kind of way of finding them beyond normal methods.
Iris, would you be able to tell if magic was used?
If we went to the spot where it was, if you knew exactly where it was, yeah, maybe. I mean, what if it's just a really big bird or something? What if it was just walking around and then flew away?
That's possible, but we wouldn't know unless we went there.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Dusty, do you remember where this was?
Yes, he would.
I would.
Okay, can you take me there?
Oh, I was actually asking for that.
It's like, yes,
It,
totally.
it was very quiet, so I actually didn't hear if he said I would or not.
That's okay. Okay. I think it'd be a good idea to check it out, because if we don't check it out, then a bunch of people are gonna come over to this camp, and maybe it's being reported, like we were all talking about. Then if it gets reported, then our camp gets overrun again, and then our mission is like totally shot. It'd be like really bad. So like we gotta follow it just to be safe, right? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I do also suggest we should take a short rest, because we have not rested in a long time.
That would be smart.
Maybe even a long rest.
If we got
Oh yeah.
The DM
Wait.
question.
where would we even
That's a player question.
No, it's not. You shame us for not or taking like rests all the time.
You do.
Oh no, by all means, y'all can decide whether you want to take a long rest or not. I will react accordingly.
Oh my god.
That makes me not want to.
You know what? Long rest. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
If we do the long rest, do I get my good berries back?
You get everything back.
The
We've been
good-
taking a long rest in forever.
the good.
Guys are on the track.
Is Leaf currently with you, Razzie?
Yeah, Leaf is almost always with me, remember?
Okay, then Leaf is in the bag of holding, as they do not require oxygen.
Not with the frog.
No,
No,
The frog isn't
frog
in the bag of
is
holding.
in
your
We
backpack.
very much made that distinction.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Leaf is in actually my tail, but yeah, essentially.
Yep. Okay, then you can get your good berries back.
Yeah, it's long
I'm
rested
asleep
up.
in the snow.
So,
now.
long rest reminder: a long rest is 6 hours of sleep and 2 hours of light activity.
Okay.
Or it could be 8 hours of sleeping, and everyone can just go to sleep all at the same time.
Okay, who's staying up? One of us needs to be watched, especially if we've seen something in the snow.
I volunteer
I,
the general.
I can take this. I mean, I didn't deal with an explosion or anything, so
I was gonna say I just need a little bit of health back, not too much, but like I need at least a little bit of sleep first before I stay up. But I will be sleeping in the snow over here because I don't know where else to go.
Okay, where is everyone going to sleep?
I'm gonna sleep in the bottom barracks.
I'm up here in the top barracks.
I'm jumping into the well.
That actually is a safe place to go, Iris. Oddly enough, that actually is an extremely safe place to go, as you know that there is no other entrances into the cavern other than the well itself.
No, I'm just gonna go up in like that tent right there or something.
This bench right here.
Okay, where's Model T going to sleep?
He's
Well,
gonna
he
stay
does
on
not
the
sleep.
couch.
Well, T does not rest for a second. The approach of an intruder is too exciting.
Maltese on watch.
Yeah.
I will
Wait.
watch disrespectfully.
What?
Okay, place Model T somewhere to watch.
Where is? Who else is staying up?
I was.
Technically, basically, if you were to do the 8 hours, each one of you would need at least one person doing a shift for 4 shifts. So there's at least 4 people that have to do a shift of some sort. One person gets to basically sleep all the way through if they choose.
If I were to heal 3, can I just sleep for the first bit and stay up the rest of the time? Would that be an option?
You would all basically. I'm just saying, like, who is going to be basically who is going to rotate.
I will at least be one of them, just not the first.
Could just roll a die.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Anyone? Okay, I can need 4 people to give me a perception check. The first four people that give me a perception check will be the first, or will be the watchers.
I want to at least be.
Ah,
Good thing I
Enjoy.
said the first four.
Enjoy.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, Shadow didn't. Smeety, that's actually extremely helpful. Thank you so much for that.
yay!
Where
Let's think
is?
about it.
Can you? Hey, Smeety, can you
Yeah.
have Model T make a dex save?
Oh.
Make him.
Checking. Okay. With that. How exactly does Model T function, by the way? Is it basically a robot?
I let me look it up specifically, and I can give you a good read.
Okay, you can do that. I don't know if it's considered a magical construct or is it considered a scientific robot.
He is referred to as a medium construct. It is not specified if he is magic, to my knowledge.
Magical or
Here's the full
technical?
description.
Born of faithful, steel defender. Steel defender. This mending. The fact that it can have mending cast on it. No construct, so it's basically a construct. Okay. Thank you for that.
Uh-huh.
Everyone, throughout the night, everyone is able to get a long rest, as it was basically the end of the night at that point through all the day's activities. It is about 6 to 7 a.m. in the morning when everyone wakes up. They don't really have clocks that well in this universe, so it is more so the sun rises on the sunrises.
The sun rises.
Sorry, give me a second. I'm dying on a sandwich.
Dying.
You know how like white bread sticks to the top of your mouth?
Mm.
I'm dying.
Alright. I meet up with Wolpie.
Well, good morning.
Morning. Much needed rest. Did you see anything on watch last night that of any concern?
Third up.
Everyone was normal except everyone. I'll get to everyone except Model T here in a second, but everyone is perfectly fine from what everyone can see.
But we didn't see anything.
Nope. Everything was actually peaceful during the night.
In the middle of the night, they will find you.
Okay, I was just gonna say,
you.
Smeety, do you want him to be magical or engineering by nature? Electrical or magical?
He is more electrical.
Okay, good.
No.
Smeety, as Model T was taking the last shift for the night, as kind of the morning sun began to set, you hear what sounds to be a gunshot outside, and Model T up, and you go and basically go and check in on Model T as he alerts you that there was a gunfire, and you see right below, basically Model T's feet seems to be a bullet of some kind that seemed to have just barely missed.
Dear God, someone shot at him. Who would shoot at my baby boy?
The apparently a giant wolf
Oh my god.
is animals fine. So yes, Meaty, you find the bullet. Would you like to examine the bullet?
Oh yeah. Let me check my spells real quick. I'm going to cast detect magic
Sorry, 2
as
seconds.
a ritual,
Yep.
You can go ahead.
just to see like if it was magic in nature or not.
Okay. You look at the bullet, and what you would normally like. This bullet seems extremely larger than what you would see as like a regular bullet, as most of them are more rudimentary. However, this bullet in particular, as you're kind of examining it, you open it up just to see kind of what's going on, and there seems to be little tiny electrical wires on the inside of the bullet that seem to have frayed and are basically short-circuited inside the bullet that seem to short-circuit upon impact.
Okay. Can I do like further investigation to see if I understand more about what these wires might have been for?
Yep, that give me an actual investigation roll for it, or
Do
a
enemies just have EMP bullets on them?
Oh god.
not most, not 99.9% of the people in this universe do.
Fuck.
We're convinced that this bullet would have empowered Model T.
You see these wires, and you almost just like you see these wires, and you're like, this seems to be of a foreign data to you. Like you see this, and like you basically just think that they shot a USB stick at this guy. Like you don't know anything about it. You just basically assume that they were shooting USB sticks at Model T, and you have no idea how to retrieve the data. You don't know really what the wires go to. But you do just recognize that it is wires, but you're not really too sure of how they are connecting in any way.
It's electric.
Model T, do you have an idea what this might be? Maybe I could try integrating it into you. Maybe you'd be able to read it.
It is a bullet
The Model T.
with wires.
Exactly. Bullets don't normally have wires. This seems like it has something more to it.
If I were to put my own health at my highest concern, I would argue that this would be considered a poison for me, very likely. Just as you guys are not touching the random toads that you found.
I mean, I haven't touched them. Others have. But you know.
Too fucking Shay. I do have this really morbid curiosity about putting the bullet inside of me.
If worse comes to worse, I can save you and remove whatever has happened. I would like to try and integrate it with Model T in some way.
Anything to be more perfect.
Exactly.
Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check.
Would this not be more of like a tool proficiency, like Tinker's tool?
It is a bullet.
Who knows?
How is he integrating the bullet? Like,
yeah.
I'm shoving it in.
Yeah, he's just shoving it up my ass.
This is
in
not.
the prison pocket.
Remember, you have to insert the suppository sideways.
Is he literally just putting the bullet, like, he's just opening up and, like, throwing it in, or is it, like, a tool thing?
That's what I'm wondering. He is the one deciding this.
Well, assumedly, I would try and integrate it in some kind of way using, like, the tools, maybe connecting it via some kind of central point in the circuitry or something. I wouldn't just, like, Model T, just take it, just shove it in.
Okay.
What?
Sounds like a really good Saturday.
So I will say, you basically do. I mean, I'll just say Model with that kind of role. I'll say Model T just eats it. Like you say, integrate, and he sees how you integrate food into your body, so he just assumes that integrate means consume. So he just eats. He bites the bullet. I mean, he just
Is
straight
this
up
what-
bites. The
Literally.
Is this what sexual pleasure feels like?
Model T, no. Whatever.
He eats the bullet, and as he kind of chews it, the wires kind of give like a small tingling sensation in his mouth, but it's kind of the first time that he's ever experienced what anyone would understand as spicy to him, as he has basically unlocked the ability to understand what spicy feels like. But outside of that, all of the wires seem to basically fry the second that the bullet made impact. As he's kind of like the wires just seem to be basically the current in them seems to be as dead as they can get, with only a little bit of spark that seems to be more left over as a residue of the initial blast instead of the actual wires doing anything at this point.
All right. How do you feel, Model T?
I have felt physical pain, and now I feel mental pain.
Mental pain. Well,
Hmm.
describe it.
Have you ever had a spicy taco?
Have you?
No, I was asking.
Yes.
Okay, well, it's like that, but not that. It's with a bullet instead.
Huh.
He starts to fan his mouth.
I pull out a little journal. I start to write in it.
I'm glad my pain is something that you should record.
This is just to understand you better, Model T. Because this is an interesting development. And you seem like you're still mostly fine. This mental pain you're feeling, you're gonna love it soon.
That's
People-
really fucked up.
People are all about spice.
Oh. Is that how I become perfect?
That's on you, actually. Discover yourself, Model T.
That sounds like a dangerous request.
Don't go overboard. Get my permission on everything first.
Oh. I am confused.
Don't explore yourself right now, Model T. Let's keep it simple for now.
Lavitz, are you perfect?
Oh, I'm far from it.
Then how do you expect to build something perfect? From your own imperfection.
I feel like you'll be able to surpass me at some point.
Model
some
T
point,
starts to like
You'll be
twitch a
able to build
little.
yourself.
What?
You'll be able to start improving yourself, Model T. Soon you won't even need me.
Model T starts like twitching out. It's like, I thought I was being built perfect by your hands.
You're perfect in my eyes, Model T.
That is not perfect. You are imperfect from your eyes. That will be imperfect as well.
I force shut him down.
Ow. Model T collapses to the ground.
All right, now I have to sort this out. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We're in dangerous territory. And then I will go ahead and start working on Model T, trying to kind of reset his memory a little ways back.
I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't want to say it because it's your decision. Oh my god.
Restored a previous checkpoint.
Basically.
Hmm.
What? How far are you resetting it?
To basically once we got out of the well.
Oh.
He's
okay.
lost the sensation of spiciness. Oh no.
I mean, he won't remember it.
Exactly.
Well, like, are you getting rid of it from like what kind of memory? Let's get into like the specifics of the brain. Is it like because maybe he'll try it again later and it'll be like a procedural kind of thing where like it's stuck there like unconsciously? Are you getting rid of it consciously and unconsciously? Because then that's a lot of effort.
Oh no, it's
Just
more
to
or
make it
less
forget
just, like,
spice.
he's not gonna remember or know like anything that was said, and so he's not like interpreting that anymore.
Got it.
His experience is still technically there, you know. something for me to keep recorded.
Mm-hmm.
The general just, and also I will say, over the course of the night, you do inform the general of all the stuff that you have thought and kind of discovered throughout the time in the well, as well as kind of all the stuff that's down there. They agreed to look over the frogs for everyone, as you have basically just kept the frogs in the cage down there and are leaving them in the cage, as far as I know. Except the one, obviously. Would anyone like to feed the frog? It is still alive in a backpack.
Saber's in charge of that.
Oh no, I
backpack
was
their
going to.
frog.
I was just waiting for me to be able to talk.
Yep.
I mean, like, I can literally roleplay it out in this chat. I already try to scare, like, Shadow and Wolfie, so I'm...
We'll play the frog.
Okay.
Ribbit.
Give me a second to be able to, like, press my, like, push to talk so I don't type somewhere on accident.
Oh no, so
Again.
basically, is this, like, this frog is it's going to get increasingly angrier as time progresses, that it is literally inside nothing more than a backpack with a closed lid with, like, a small
backpack with
amount of...
its own filth. That is exactly what it is.
This is like the worst cage in the entire world. It is a very angry... It is getting a progressively angrier frog.
Would a frog
yeah.
like good berries?
It would restore some good faith in him.
I will give him one good berry, and then I will find him a bug or something, or like... Actually, wait, I grabbed food from under there too, so like I give him actual food. I do give him one good berry.
He is fed and satisfied, however his living conditions are very poor.
I'll get you a better home, I promise. Somehow.
Mm.
Cautious.
Just find
Hey,
a way...
this is better than being in the bag of holding, okay?
As
Only-
one peers out into
Give
the
me that.
courtyard, you see Dusty bonking Shadow with a bat.
What?
Nothing.
Just checking to make sure he's alive.
Oh my God. Also, I'm doing all this with the ram skull. I'm not taking it off. I am forever keeping ram skull on my face now.
Oh good, you'll be good for the masquerade ball later.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the general informs you all that he will make sure that everything is taken care of. As you have fulfilled the one request by the king, you may now go explore the city to your heart's desire. Though the news of this little massacre of an entire outpost will probably eventually reach some ears, you know, before too long. But as for now, the 5 otters and the 1 general will keep watch over it, as they will probably be in communication with Skingy to get more otters out here to overtake the base in full, as they underestimated the number of otters that they would have needed for this job.
Hmm. So wait, we have the rings already?
What are you talking about?
Isn't that why we went to go find
Rabbit?
Levitts? Thank you.
Oh, the rings. So I think you're talking about the communication rings. That's my bad. Yes, you all have rings that can mimic, because Iris did have the original ring that was given to him by Vox Machina. So you were able to replicate a copy of that, but with the magic being basically an illusion instead of the real thing. It gives off the similar presence of magic, but it doesn't actually have the effects of it. However, you still will have to navigate the social graces of a society you are not fully understanding or capable of understanding yet. But at least you will be able to appear as though you are docile to everyone around you. but it will not impede your free will. Only you may impede that. If you would like to go explore the city.
Can I give the general the frog?
Yes, you may. You can have the general take care of the frog, though he would probably eventually put it in the cage with the other 12.
That sort of defeats the purpose whenever.
Would you like to request him to have it put in a special place, separated from the other frogs?
Yes, but I don't know what he could use or do with it.
There's plenty of supplies here at the camp. He can make a makeshift, much spacier, box for it. As there was many crates lying around here, as he could find a way to makeshift a crate for it.
Then yes, I would like to ask the general to do that.
He
But I
will
would
ta-
like to keep the backpack.
Okay, you have a backpack full of toad slime and excrement.
Thank
You may add that to your inventory.
Gross.
That's what happens when you put toads in backpacks overnight.
Gross. Okay.
Well, you are now free.
Yay, no more frog.
Hurry. So, Iris, we need to figure out if there is any magic used nearby. Or does
Are
that
we
dissipate?
at the tracks?
I don't know. I need Dusty to point out where. And by Dusty, I mean I need Zer to tell Dusty where the tracks were.
There's no secondary map for the tracks. It's just a theater of mind thing. You do make your way. You make your all's way out to where the tracks were.
Okay,
Okay.
just give me a minute, guys. I can I guess I'll just I start like flipping through my book. I have a couple things I could work with here. By a couple things, I mean detect magic, of course, but I don't know. Yeah, I'll start with that. And I ritual cast detect magic.
Okay. As the tracks were, basically the tracks would normally be covered by the snow, but with the heavy imprintation of whatever was stomping around out there, it left just enough of a mark to be able to find the end. You basically draw a little circle around the last set of steps and hum your magic words over 10 minutes. Um, as the space around it begins to light up as it's trying to detect any form of magic, and as it does, the circle just goes dim. It appears that whatever was able to take off from this spot was not done through magical means.
Are there any trees nearby?
Yes, several.
Can I investigate the trees to see if escape was done via them? Like if they somehow got to that and started going by tree.
So you look around the trees and you kind of look at the space. You would, obviously the first kind of thing you think of is maybe you would jump up to a tree, but as you kind of gauge the distance between the trees and the actual spots where the tracks end, the tracks seem to have specifically stopped in an area where there was a larger clearing around it without any sort of trees. So it seems to have been looking for more of a clearing instead of something you would expect to be someone who's trying to climb up a tree or jump to it.
Yeah, I have no idea where this person may have gone. There's no magic in
Right back again.
the trees, then they must have been picked up or something.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just here to do magic things. I there's no magic here, so I have no idea.
It's a disturbing thought that you brought up. If it got picked up.
You know, when you think about it, maybe we could get picked up here.
Oh God, really?
I mean, it's a thought.
Oh
but,
no.
You know, what are the likelihood of that? You know, we're all together. We can all fend off whatever might pick someone up. I think we're all good enough to deal with that.
I agree.
Troubling nonetheless.
I mean, there's not much more we can do. Should we head to the city?
Potentially, yeah. Where did you say you saw the red light? Was it just this area?
I didn't see the red light. The general did.
He's a ways back. He probably meant over here, though.
The general would have informed Dusty that the red light would have came from where the tracks went off, and that's how Dusty found the tracks in the first place, is by following the direction of the red light. As where the general pointed out the red light, that seems to be where something may have been crouched down, as the snow around it was much more disturbed than everything else. And then the tracks seem to go opposite of the direction of where the red light was found, as if it was going away from the camp.
Back.
Okay. We have no leads, and we might just have to start heading towards the city before trouble finds us.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
All right.
do we have any idea of where in the city we're looking, or are we just looking all around?
I was hoping to get there and meet up with Light if we could somehow find a way to get in contact with him.
You remember his secret code word, Shadow?
Do I remember his secret code word? Of course I do.
What's that?
Of course I do.
His secret code name?
Guys,
Yeah.
Well, Shadow is
Slade?
recalling that. Yes.
Seek out Slade in the capital, and I will give you all the information I know. The dock bell is ringing, so this letter must end here. Moon's blessings. Light.
So somewhere near the docks, then.
The docks would have been leaving to the city, not in the city. That would have been him leaving basically Calpheon to the city.
Okay.
Yes, you can all go towards the city if you'd like. It would be, yeah.
We're well rested, and we need to go to the city. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I will put you on the outskirts of the city. There's no like any hidden things in this map, so it's all just open. This is a very, very, very well populated city. I was not gonna put like 50,000 tokens down on the ground. But you are far approaching the city along a more dirted road as the snow, oddly enough, begins to transition into more of an arid climate, as where one snow ends, a small forest kind of path exists, and the heat begins to go higher and higher until you get to a physically almost desert-like area as you step onto the sands and begin to progress down a seem to be well-pathed travel to the city itself. You overlook the top of a tall dune and look out at the city from a good half-mile away. In case there's anything you wanted to do before you got to the city, now would definitely be the time to talk about that.
Talking about, wait, what? Fully, like what we fully do when we get to the city?
Yeah. I just wanted you to actually see the city first before you talk too much about it.
Let's see. So I'll be seeking out Slade. Where would Slade be if I was Slade? I don't
The
know.
gardens. I don't know. That's the only thing I could.
And what does everyone recall about the city?
It's a human city.
We have to have rings to get in.
We have to wear the rings.
So we should probably do that now while we're thinking about it.
Hmm.
Uh,
Lavitz, do you have the rings?
Oh yeah, and I pass out the rings.
All
Put my
right.
ring on.
Put a ring on it.
I guess I put it on.
Yep,
I've
you
done-
all have +1 to fashion, beast fashion to be specific.
Okay.
As the rings begin to all kind of glow around your finger, it doesn't seem to be affecting you, but it does seem to be having almost like a magical tinkle around your finger. As you see what looks to be originally a set of runes begin to engulf around the ring, and then kind of etch itself into there as a way of keeping magic within the rings, and kind of forming the similar runes that were around the original ring that Iris had.
Interesting.
It's a little interesting of a creation, but I think it'll do the job.
I'm sure it will work for what it needs to.
Were there any other clues in the note on where Slade may be?
Unfortunately, no. It just ends with "Come seek me in the city."
Do you think he'll be hiding somewhere, or is he going to be among the people?
That I'm unaware. I wish I hadn't really spoken to him in years. So
I mean, I'm
beyond.
sure it wouldn't be too hard to find him, though.
Oh yeah, you'll when you see him, you'll know exactly who it is. It's just a matter of locating him. We'll have to wander through the city and see if we can find him.
I feel like the smartest thing to do is go for what's closest and go up through the city that way.
Also, ignore the actual writings on the map. That was just because of this photo I had to use. They're very
Yeah, no,
generic. Yeah. The barracks are still the barracks, and gardens are still gardens, but the city's a lot more expansive than, like, the actual buildings and things.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
I will say, outside of the city, you do see in the lower right, basically over out the side of the city, there seems to be an independent camp set up. That seems to be a bunch of various beastkin that seem to be walking around of various species, and you can't really make it out too much, but as you kind of are able to kind of enhance your vision a little bit, like you just kind of make it out to be a camp entirely of beasts.
Look. Look. Yeah.
See, Shadow saying, "Look."
I
Sorry.
see.
Welcome
I
in,
look
guys.
at it.
Thank you for the follow. Oh, woo.
But other than that, there is the main gates, which seems to have a human standing guard at the, as any good city. From what you can gather, there seems to be basically 2 entrances. Sorry, 3 entrances. There would be a guard at each of them.
I see it. No?
Okay.
I might as well go in Take a look around.
Should we check out the Beast King camp just to see the situation there?
Probably be the smartest thing to do.
Yes.
It's like I can take assumption of why that's there, but I'd rather see to see if I'm right.
What's your assumption?
Well, essentially, they're gathering us like pets, so I mean, having it directly outside of it, you know. But I still think it would be smartest to check that out first and then go into the city.
True. And we shall investigate while we're in here. On those matters. Right.
Else have any input?
Oh, I agree. I think we should check it out.
Then remember, in order for the magic of the rings to stay up, we have to stay near Lavitz.
Yeah.
So we can't split up.
I will say, for the purposes of the ring, imagine them having to basically be reset every like hour or so. It's not an aura around Lavitz. It's more though that he has to kind of keep it like it's almost like he's casting a cantrip on it every like hour or so just to kind of keep the magic going. As he's not a full, full caster. He's just being enough with his knowledge to be able to do that much.
Okay.
But it's not like it's not like if you leave a 60-foot range, he's gonna stop working.
Okay.
Shadow, why?
Why not?
Okay, so everyone goes inside of the side of the small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you make your way inside the, I will bring you. As you make your way inside the, you basically see what looks to be several military supplies, as well as various beasts of different. They seem to be very happy as some of them are practicing what looks to be some form of combat. Others seem to be queuing up. Okay. Oh, a little bit small. It seems to be a very small military outpost from what you can tell. The Beastkin all there seem very happy as they are working away and sparring. You would guess that from the looks of it, they seem to be used as some form of militia.
Hmm.
But you may decide what to do.
So who are they gearing up to fight if they're training as militia?
Well, we should probably see if they got rings first, and also try and actually talk.
And then we should also see if we can kill them. That's
Oh my god.
I will make this a battle
No
map.
mercy.
I can add the grid to make this a battle map. I will turn the grid back on.
No, we're fine. We're fine. We're investigating.
Okay. I will turn the battle grid on.
Please.
There we go.
Whoa, they all
It's
moved
too
out.
early.
Making them a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Okay.
Approach. I don't really engage with one of them. I just kind of see what they have going on. See if they have like a ring or something.
You detect a similar, almost magical aura coming from the first one that you see. As the closer you get, the more you kind of feel that strength, as it's very familiar. As you've been working with the rings very close and personal, you recognize the magical signature that is engraved onto the ring that you had that seems to be almost floating around them in this almost ethereal-like presence around them.
Hmm. All right, guys. Well, it seems like they still have the rings.
Which means they're thinking on playing like Beastkin against Beastkin if that's why they're trying to prepare to fight.
That's what it seems like. This could actually be a good opportunity, though, for us if we can somehow, get the rings off and give them fake ones as well.
It would be, but the issue is that it was a struggle and a half to even get the one off of the pet shopkeep.
Does Iris want to relive his time in the pet shop to Lavitz as Lavitz did
No.
not see this?
Literally pulling at someone, almost falling off of the desk.
Oh.
As Razzie begins to recount the tales of Iris.
Oh
Oh my
boy.
lord.
Sounds like a.
That was a fun day.
I am not
Yeah.
trying that one again.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't want to fight obviously innocent, mind-controlled Beastkin in the future either.
The. I would assume none of you, 'cause I don't believe I have this ability, can dispel magic in some way either.
Well, I
No.
can, but only so many times.
Yeah. Hmm.
I don't know, unless I could maybe ritual cast it, but I don't think they would let me just sit down and do that.
I
We
mean,
should probably.
we could, if you were able to do that, chat them up and say we're doing a magic show. Make it
Point.
a spectacle for them.
Oh
Gonna-
god, I'm really not the greatest at lying.
Are you just
Oh,
gonna start
shoot.
kidnapping?
For now, we should probably postpone on them, but we should definitely tell the king about it because he might have more people that can dispel it. More than just our one Iris.
Oh yeah.
I will say, as you get closer to the camp, you are right next to the city walls. FY, you are not
Oh, I know.
only are they
We're
there.
whispering.
No, I mean as in like there is guards obviously on top of the walls. That sole purpose is to see things that go on in the desert. Obviously, this is a camp of beastkin, and you are a beastkin, approaching camp of beastkin men, and you all have various weapons and armaments, so you are, by all intents and purposes, the norm. So you are just letting you know that you are at least noticed in some fashion as being there, outside of just, as to anything that you're just standing there invisible.
Well, yeah, of course.
You are
Shoot.
noticed, but blended in.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, I mean, even okay, like telling the king to get some people over here without making a big fuss. There are a ton of tents over here. So, yeah, they'd be noticed, but if they do it correctly, they can still dispel most of them. Talk them into faking it, hopefully, and figuring it out from there.
Who is playing
Could
Mario
be
Maker?
that the ring isn't on their fingers.
Which we would probably have to get more fake rings, but you know what I mean. I feel like that's more of a layer situation, but we should be cautious of now Beastkin, sadly.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll be able to fully deal with all of this right now.
No, this seems like it could be a plan for the future, though.
Yeah.
Either way, if they're being controlled, I don't know if we would really have much to gain from talking to these fellows.
Probably not, but at the same time, they still have most knowledge. So we'd get something. It just depends on if we ask the right questions.
Well, sure.
Right.
Hmm.
I am going to say, after we're done here, before we head into the city, hide in one of the tents and store our gear in that bag. Because I doubt I'll let people in with weapons.
Well, that's something we could ask. Find out if we're allowed to bring our weapons in or not.
I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I got a tail, so I can at least have certain things, just not much. My tail can only hold so much
Hmm.
and not be obvious.
So yeah, we should probably figure out what kind of weapons we can bring in the certain districts of this city and where our folk might frequent.
Oh my goodness, they're just multiplying.
Oh, those were the other tokens. Okay.
Oh my god.
I thought I had some more tokens on. Like, I stuck them under. They were sparring very closely with each other, and a sparring ritual you were unfamiliar.
They look like they were all on top of each other sparring, which is
It is a sparring ritual which you are unfamiliar with the customs of.
totally. So, what's the plan now?
Oh. Well, sorry. Let's think. So we need. Well, I mean, we're working off assumptions that they're gonna build up a beast race army, right?
Sadly, yes.
And they definitely can't attack humans. So the thing is I understand the rings give us like, well, I guess they could instill some mind control. I guess I don't know. I was just under the impression that they made it so we couldn't attack humans.
It's more of a charm thing than a
Yep.
mind control thing, but
Yeah.
how it works, it's close enough.
I mean, we can't be aggressive with humans,
Yeah.
but they can be aggressive with us, basically.
hmm
Makes us into docile lapdogs, if you will.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Light has more information on this, so I definitely need to find him.
Well,
Yeah.
probably-
Actually,
we should probably check the camp a little bit more. Maybe he's here.
that's what I was about to say. I
Hmm.
kind of doubt it, but at the same time, there would be a good chance he would be here.
So yeah, someone here might even know him.
That's true. Remember, he's going under the name of Slade, so we'll probably have to ask on that.
Yeah, as long as you have a physical description as well, you might be able to find him.
But assuming that he's just like a white wolf, sir. Sorry, I never technically saw him.
I
I was knocked out for that campaign.
I will show you Light's character. This is what he would end up looking like.
Oh yeah.
Though a white wolf would aesthetically be more correct, but yeah.
Technically a grayish wolf.
Good. Good.
White, grayish wolf kind with white tipped fingers.
And a white belly, I see. But yeah.
So
Well,
like,
Shadow, it's your brothers, so I mean, you should probably start at.
so Slade is going under Slade? I thought he said to contact Slade.
Double check it. In case I didn't make it clear, because that may have just been. Yeah, it says seek out Slade in the capital, and I will give you all the information I know.
I'm assuming, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that wasn't the design of the wording was meant to be going under that name.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming is he goes under Slade. Right? Right.
Yes.
Left.
Okay.
Oh, also, let me get some.
We have had music for a whole hour and a half.
Yeah, there wasn't really an there was an outpost, but I had only aggressive
Dun dun.
That's fair.
desert music.
Dun dun. Quake, welcome in.
Hi, Quake.
Howdy.
I don't know if you want me to narrate something right now.
I kind of try to like push Shadow, but we got distracted.
Oh.
I don't know if I should be like narrating
I was
something.
just. It's like, well, Light is your brother. You should probably ask
Okay.
because you know what he looks like better than all of us, even though most of us have met him. But you've known him all of your life, so
Yeah. Till
I'm
he
sorry.
left me.
You would have more. You would have more advantage on understanding it.
Yes. Roll an advantage of understanding. That's good. Let me see. So I'm gonna approach. What is this? A dragon over here? What is this thing? Kobold? Dragonborn?
Koboldish looking.
I'm gonna approach them and be like, "Hey, how's things going?"
Hello, fellow beastkin.
This is my first time here.
Oh, did you come from one of the lands across the way? I came myself not too long ago after some humans came to our village. They promised to give us some wealth, and if we wanted more wealth, they could come here. And look at me now. I got my own camp and my own tent. And look at all my new axe. Look at this fancy axe I got.
That is very fantastic. Yeah, I came across some humans just outside of our town, and they said that if we came to the city, there'd be lots of jobs for us to be able to do and lots of rewards.
Oh yes, you should check with the military first. The military seems to be hiring beastkin in massive numbers. Oh, they're so great here. They offer us a living and even feed us too. The humans have been so wonderful to us here.
Very, very much so. Very, very generous. I have a quick question. So, I lost contact with one of my friends. I was curious if you knew of them.
Oh, I've only been in the city a few times, mainly to the military encampment. Though I did hit up the bar in the city, I highly recommend it as they serve one of the bestest beers I've ever tasted around here.
Of course. Well, maybe by name. Do you know perchance of anybody named Slade?
Oh yes, is he your human master by chance?
That I'm not aware of.
Well, it's a sorry to see. The only Slade I know is the new bard in town. It's a wonderful little gnome creature. They were so funny.
Of course. All right. Well, thank you for letting me know.
He
I'm
was
gonna-
hitting. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No. He was
Wait.
heading.
He was sitting up the tavern every night I saw him there. After the military training on day 1 and 2, they said with my build I would be able to wield the great axe that they gave me. And we visited the tavern those 2 nights, and he was up there singing, always regaling and asking everyone about the stories of the town. Very inquisitive, that one. He seems to be some sort of traveling storyteller from what I could tell.
Okay. Well, I'd like to I'd like to get in touch with him.
Or if you
Rekindle
watch,
maybe an old friendship.
or I see as you have weapons like the rest of us, just keep in mind that if you have any weapons, you're gonna need to have Slade come out and see you in. We wouldn't want to have any weapons in the city without our masters around.
Well, that makes sense. So no weapons are allowed in the city?
Only if you're one of the bodyguards of your human master, as the master's keeper is sure we're in line. And then we get to protect them, and then they take us into the city.
Okay. Huh. That's good to know. Thank you for all the information.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to get caught like some of the others. A few of the others of mine decided to just go in the city all willy-nilly. And I don't really know what happened, but after we got assigned one of the humans, we've been happy ever since. I have a big burly giant who is in charge of me. He said that I needed someone even taller than myself to keep me in line. He says as he kind of jokes, seeing as he is about 7 feet, even taller than you, Shadow.
Right. Alrighty then. Okay. Well, I must bid you adieu.
Enjoy the city and make sure to enjoy all the city has to offer when you get the chance.
Oh yeah. I'm very excited to be here. Guys, this place fucking sucks.
I'm fucking pissed. I'm not even gonna lie.
I am super uncomfortable. I really don't like it here.
Well, it's at
So-
least a good thing to know that he's
Well-
probably shape-shifted.
It's a possibility. The timing of it all may be too coincidental, but it's got to be a sure thing. Obviously, he's probably well known. He's been venturing the lands and helping Beastkin and the like for many years longer than I've been. So it wouldn't surprise me if he found a way or found somebody that could give him some kind of transformation magic. Seeing as how with tricks prior, we know it's possible.
Yeah.
Also, welcome in, Alex Derg. Thank you for the follow.
Well,
Hmm.
I
But he
mean,
said-
we'll find out real fast if it's not him. Since whenever we're just like, oh, yes, he is our, I guess, essentially master, but like, him, and then he comes out and just like, he'll either be like yes or no, and we'll find out really fast.
Right. So we need to. I'm assuming we need to hell one of the guards to get Slade out here, or
Find a way to conceal the weapons.
yeah, we can put the weapons in the bag of holding, and then claim we don't have any.
Yeah, but who knows how they're like. And also, I kind of have tail armor. So,
I think if we carry in a giant bag of holding, they're gonna want to search it.
yeah, and they're going to find some questionable stuff in it.
Well, I don't know if they would search me, but I do have the ability to somewhat make the bag vanish from
Do you
sight,
think-
anyways.
Right, but do you think they'd
Oh,
have
just-
detect magic?
Just
That's
put
my
the
one
just
word.
put the bag of holding in a pocket dimension.
Put it in my
Iris, what could possibly go wrong?
Who knows?
put
I don't have any pocket
a
dimension
portal
spells.
dimension into a portal dimension. I mean, I'm just saying, kind of
Yeah,
black hole.
it's just like putting a bag of holding in another bag of holding. It's extra storage space.
That is a
Well-
black hole.
Here's a good question. What are they going to do with Model T? Because isn't he basically a walking weapon?
You may have to stay outside, depending on how this is handled. Actually,
I could just murder the front guards.
we don't need that kind of heat right now, Model T.
You're right. It is quite hot in this desert already.
Oh my
and you
god.
are perfect.
Actually, do we ever think about the fact that would we even be able to bring in Model T?
I think I have a plan. Well, it all hinges on the fact that they don't use detect magic, which, in a normal circumstance, they might not if I were to make myself look human. And with my disguised self, I could look human. I could almost act as if I was one of the handlers, in a sense.
Right. Well, are you a good enough actor? I mean, I know I'm terrible at lying, but
I I don't know. I don't know if I can even use this on someone else, but
Well,
I could potentially try. It's one of the best shots we have.
well, for now, we should probably go with the original plan and not try to overcomplicate it.
Just have the robot swallow the bag of holding, someone in my chest says.
That's kind of where my thought process was going, but if he has to stay out.
Or we could deactivate Model T and wheel him in as if he's more or less scrap. Reactivate him later.
I am going to say, Iris,
Tell-
you need to be quiet when we get to the guard.
Yes, please, Iris. I will be by your side for it, but please.
if I sweat profusely, I'm sorry in advance. But I am not going to say a single word.
Don't make me muzzle you.
I was going to say, Iris, this is semi a threat. I am going to be holding your tail the entire time, and if I have to squeeze it, you need to shut up if you decide to talk.
Okay.
I love you,
I'll
kid,
just stay
but
quiet,
like,
okay?
I will.
And I don't trust myself to have any conversation with these people. So
You're the bard. You're the closest thing they have to charisma.
Yeah, and he's a bad liar.
I just think instruments are cool.
Which is fair. So we have a plan?
We do.
It's a loose one. There's no guarantees with it, but
Loose or not, a plan's a plan.
and I guess yeah, we might want to try and find some kind of way to wheel in Model T and then just go from there.
Yes.
I would like to look around for like a wheelbarrow or a cart that might be nearby.
Like to request one, or are you going to steal one?
Request.
It's a very important question. I'd like to remind.
Yeah, I'd like to try and request a cart, one way or another. So I'm going to approach one of them and just ask, "Hey, buddy, do you know where I might be able to get a cart or something?"
Says, "Ah, yes, a cart. I can get you one. I have one over here. I use it to wheel the supplies in and out of the city."
Yeah, that'd be perfect if you're able to lend it to me, of course.
Oh, of course. Everything here is the property of the city.
Perfect. Well then, I'll be taking that off your hands if that's all right.
Let's make sure to
just
give
for a
it back
brief-
to the city.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He
Right.
raises his fist and says,
me that.
"For the city."
Need it.
Oh, come on.
Give me this.
Anyways, start to bring back the cart, and then, all right, guys, get Model T onto here. Model T deactivate.
Wait, but I don't want to.
And then I lug him on there.
What are you doing?
Did they ever tell you the story, Lavitz, of how they met Wolfie?
No, I have no idea.
Checking.
Heard the story of the Russian cosmonaut.
Is this gonna pop up again, or is this just you asking?
Oh, that's just me asking.
Okay.
So, how did they meet? No.
It was during a tournament.
It was during a fighting tournament.
I see.
He won.
Thanks to Trix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did Trix do? I already forgot.
He hid in the bag of holding, and then
Oh yeah.
Came out as an
Well,
old
we all
woman.
held in. Or we all. It was like.
I
less
was
than
in
5
it.
minutes.
No, yeah, I was.
Well, man.
what?
It was me and Shadow, I think, because I don't remember if Rowena did it either. But it was me and Shadow, and Wiz was in a bag of holding, and we kind of just landed on 3 kobolds in a trench coat, who got disqualified. But Wiz came out disguised as a old woman, a very confused old woman.
Rest in peace. Is.
It was very entertaining.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, and then the next time the next day we saw Wolfie, essentially, we had to fight a fish mob.
Fish. Fish.
Meeting
fight.
Wolfie was a very interesting, string of events.
Interesting is putting it mildly.
A funny string of events.
I mean, at least it's all squared away.
For now. Hopefully.
What do you mean for now?
Who knows? Anything can happen.
True.
Fish multiply.
So do toads. That's just an afterthought.
Please don't.
Oh God.
I don't want to look back at the image you sent me.
Never.
Okay, so what are we doing with the weapons?
Well, for now.
Technically, Shadow summons his weapon.
Yeah.
I
Well,
summoned
for
it.
now. In my case, I got my main weapons that I use anyways, sort of always tucked away.
I mean,
So
for the most part, technically, I think Dusty and Lavitz are the only ones that actually use weapons innately that they have to hold on to. Everyone else kind of just
yeah, it's like
has
the only
weapons
one
and
that I
other-
really need to hold on to is my short bow, and I really don't use that as much anymore. So me not having that wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's my rapier that is sort of a problem because I keep it on my hip.
I did something, so I turned my speakers on. I apologize.
They're deciding how they should enter this.
I think we should blow up the front gate. Malty.
No.
Let's
Self-destruct.
Multi is shut
deactivated.
down. No. No.
Malty
Maybe
like looks like he's about to activate a little from the excitement of this conversation, but then immediately just shuts back down.
He
He doesn't have
jolts.
enough power to turn himself on yet.
You can't just be like, "No, mom, I won't shut down."
It's not sentient
Okay.
yet.
So, overall, our weapons, they should be fine. But we should ask for Slade and go from there.
Wait.
Figure
Okay,
out how
okay.
all that's going to go down. But we should. Shadow, do you want to be the one to talk? I don't want to force you to do it. The only reason I want to is because it is your brother. But at the same time, one of us could talk if you don't want to.
To who?
The guards. At
The
front
guards.
gate.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I mean, we'll all have to go.
It's
over
like
there
you would
anyways.
essentially just be asking for Slade
Yeah.
and going from
Slade.
there, but
Yeah.
it'd be up to you.
Be asking for them to bring him out.
If we
Bring
get
out-
the right Slade, then we could just say, "Oh, sorry, we were hoping for a different one. Sorry to bother you."
This one's broken.
Yeah.
Take him back.
He's not good enough.
But yeah.
Okay.
So that seems like a decent plan for time being.
Okay.
We
So,
ready?
Head to the gate.
You approach the gate, and you see two tall humans, dressed in what looks to be similar fashioned armor. You're not really too sure of what the insignias mean, as you are unfamiliar. But in the middle of the it's in the middle of the two guards, you what looks to be. I thought that was just a very, very unimpressed man that seems to be just kind of standing off to the side. That seems to be kind of watching everything going in and out of the city.
I asked Matt Mercer for DM forgiveness.
I don't know what that token was now that I look at it more closely. I thought he was holding a flute.
Oh, he's the one playing the music.
Smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, I noticed that now that I look at the token closer. I thought he was holding a flute.
Oh my god. The world's tiniest flute.
You thought wrong.
Yes. That is what you all see. Also, I'm pretty sure this is the desert theme.
Oh, it is.
Desert music.
You should play the desert theme from Outward. It's a bop.
Okay, Dusty's back. So, are you just all kind of waltzing up to the guards, all willy-nilly?
I mean, cautiously. In a group.
I'm
Hello.
playing the cart.
Wait, are we going in or are we asking for them to come out?
What are you
We're
trying
out.
to do?
I don't know. I
We
don't-
need to ask
Asking them
for.
to come out, and then we might come
Yeah.
in with them.
Yes.
Okay.
Regardless, I'm holding it. Even though Iris is not near me, I am holding its tail. Very lightly.
Iris is holding.
So, are all of you approaching the guards at once?
All of us
Whoever's
except
sending
for
a
Shadow
message.
should probably be
Y'all
like
are, y'all
at
are
least
really.
a step back.
I love how I ask a question, you'll have to like immediately say the opposite answer to what I'm asking. If you...
Yes.
Are you sure that you're all taking at least one step back from him?
I mean, we're still in the same group. It's obvious we're still in the same group. But Xiao's the one who's talking, so
Yes.
being cautious, but still friendly looking and
Do you wa-
acting.
Do you want to look like? Do you look cautious, like you're cautiously approaching?
No, I don't want to look cautious. It's in theory of caution. We're looking like
I'm just gonna approach
happy-go-lucky
them
looking.
like I was sent
pets.
here. I was sent here by a group of humans after they put a ring on me.
Exactly.
Okay, so Shadow, as you approach the two guards, one of them kind of hits the other in the arm a little bit, kind of like jokingly, and they both grin widely as you approach with their hands on their spears. And as you approach, you say that you are from a village of sorts.
Yeah.
They
Yeah. Yes, I come from a village. I ran into a group of humans, and they suggested I came here. They even gave me a gift.
Oh, I think
And
it's
this
got. Says, oh look, we got
Right
another
here.
one. And you hold up your ring to there. He says,
Yeah.
oh look, we got another doggy for the pit. They say as the one kind of looks for another. Oh, did you come in here with the master by chance, or are you looking for one?
I'm still looking.
I mean, we did come here. Well, we're no
He
one.
kind of looks you up and does. Well, let's see. We have many trades here in the city for some mules. What kind of labor can you do?
I'd like to believe I'm pretty strong. As far as lifting goes, I'm pretty good. I'm also very agile.
Says, well, what's your name? I can write it down and we can see, like I can check in with the Adventurers Guild.
My name? My name
Yes,
is...
Pup. Yes, Pup. I was asking your name. Tell us you. I know you're such a good boy. Go on and tell us your name, Pup.
I go by Wodas. This is talking. I know.
Oh, thank you for spelling that for me. I was trying to remember how to spell that out. It says, oh yes, Pepperodos. Well, let's see. If you want to go hang out in the little city we have built here, there's many kennels for you over in the little side area here. I can put in a word for you in the Adventurers Guild. Why don't you show me what you can do? Give me a good bark.
I kind of shift my eyes back towards the group a little bit, but then I'm like, ruff.
Attaboy! Just like my pet at home. I think you'll do fine. I'll go put in a word at the Adventurers Guild.
What? One moment. I just have one moment. So, one of my friends, I believe, came through here. I was curious if you could fetch them for me.
Kind of looks to the other guard. Well, we're just the guard, but we can definitely put in something. As we try to keep business flowing in and out of the city as much as we can. We don't see too much trouble out here, but we're after all just guards. But if there's someone you'd like to see, I can send a runner for you.
I believe they just arrived a short while ago. Their name is Slade.
And the other guard kind of looks over. Is he talking about the funny gnome? Yes, he's talking about the gnome, you bloody idiot. It must have came in with him. That gnome was a traveler. Says, I don't know about that gnome. The gnome's funny enough, but I didn't think he'd take on pets. He seemed to be a traveler. I guess he's trying to pick up a traveling show of sorts. Very well, very well. Of course, you do have to pay the, the fee to get me to have the runner, of course. As, I'm sure, we can make a friendly friendly transaction here. I'll hire a runner for, let's just say, 50 gold.
Okay. Uh, so I give you the 50 gold and you will hire a runner?
Atta boy, you're as smart as you're strong, it looks like. Good doggy.
I nod my head up and down, just kind of somewhat blankly, but like in agreement.
You give him the 50 gold, and he kind of hits the other guard again more playfully and says, "Go fetch Tim." And the other guard goes off. "Now you go settle down in that city here, and I'll tell your friend Slade that Rodos is out here in the camps for him. We'll go get you situated back with your master soon enough. Go on, boy."
Alright. So am I going into the city?
They were going to fetch Slade and bring him out.
Okay, so I'm just gonna chill right here. Yeah, right there.
Are you just going to sit by the guards?
Yeah, or no, I don't know, out of ways.
What is everyone else doing?
Kind of waiting around for whatever action really happens because I know we're just waiting for it, so just kind of standing back.
Bark.
Waiting very patiently. May I sit down to wait just in case?
Yes. I will say the guards do
I-
notice you all, but seeing as you don't seem to be doing anything threatening or suspicious, they just assume that you all were coming from
Some city.
some time passes. Some various people come in and out of the city. They do request you all to move closer to the side. They don't exactly want you waiting right outside the gate.
Baja.
Some time passes, and actually, someone roll a d20 and say high or low first.
Someone roll a d20 and
Low.
Ruh.
Nice
5.
one. Almost a nat 20, Dusty.
You
No,
should have said
last time Dusty rolled something.
Oh my god.
Last time Dusty rolled something and he guessed opposite as well, and it was as high or as low as it could have possibly been.
maybe Dusty, maybe you shouldn't do those ones. Everything else is still okay, but maybe you shouldn't do those ones.
Dusty. Rah, Dusty. Rah.
Did someone know?
I don't
Did someone
think
learn
so.
how to add this song, or was this just naturally in the playlist?
Probably
It was
just naturally.
in the playlist.
I think you've been playing.
It's a desert theme, but the sea shanty just came up.
You threatened it too.
Wiz conjured it.
This one-
Probably
Yeah.
Good thing I muted it because I typically sing along to that.
Yeah, the sea shanty just played on the.
I was
music
gonna
thing.
say it's just no lyrics, just a tune.
What do you want?
So they say the runner comes back and says that usually the gnome shows up in the taverns at night, but they aren't really too sure where he goes during the day. So you would have to wait until nightfall, and then maybe he can catch him before the performance. He suggests waiting over in the small beastkin encampment as to not cause any unseemly sights for the humans entering the city. As you all don't seem to be fully since you all seem to be without a human, he doesn't want anyone getting frightened by your presence.
I see.
But he will say, normally the runner did technically accomplish what he was doing, so he does ask for another 50 gold to get to get him at night whenever he's doing before the performance he does.
One moment.
Hey, check out how much gold you have. You should have plenty of.
No. Well, the thing is he says that he can run and get him at night before his performance, but if we're gonna go into the city anyways, we could just find him ourselves.
Iris is getting very visibly anxious about just staying here for too long and waiting. And it's like
For now.
not like shivering, but like super like stiff, and just like has like an arm like grabbing their other arm, like blocking their kind of like stomach area. Like they look very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
So the runner was basically unable to find him during the day, and then for another 50 gold, he asks that he can find him at night. Though, like I said, they most likely would not let you into the city without an escort. But you can find you can apply for a human if you'd like. Or you can wait till nightfall for your human to arrive.
I'm okay with waiting.
I guess we can wait at the beast camp.
If we were feeling, because it doesn't seem like they really need specific humans. It's just they need a human to accompany them. I could potentially just disguise myself as one, because it doesn't seem like it's a very high-tech entrance.
Well, that could work.
Sure,
Well-
that wouldn't.
Well, here's the thing, though. It's like, do we really need to go into that effort and risk that lie? Or should we just use that as a last resort for if Slade doesn't show up?
It's probably best if it's a last resort, but it also seems like it's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
You don't realize how much gold I've actually given them, Lavitz.
No idea.
Wolfie, I think, has 2,000 gold on him.
You heard him.
Okay.
You heard him,
I-
Dusty.
I
Pay the
only
man.
got 940. So no,
I don't mind paying a small fee to be a lot safer. If Slade comes out and it's him and he just lets us in and we know who we're with, more or less, I think that's much safer than going in with some random human or you pretending to be human, and it could be such a mess. Oh god.
Yeah. It's best to just wait it out and see what happens.
All right.
But
Yes, Mr. Runner, sir. Here's the 50 gold. What time abouts do you think you'll be able to fetch him again?
Kind of looks at his. Well, the blood seems to pop up around 7 to 8 p.m. I'm not really too sure where he goes during the day, but he always gives such a rowdiness at the tavern that it's always worth the wait. So it'd just be right as the sun's setting.
Okay, so around 7 or 8. That's great. And do you have any information on where he goes during the day?
If I did, I would have found him during the daytime. I know most about the city, so I'm assuming he leaves the city during the daytime.
That makes a lot more sense. All right. Thank you so much. I will meet you around here around that time, whether you have him or not. Hopefully you do.
Very well. Scamper off, pup. I'll go see what I can do.
Aye, aye.
And just sent away.
What?
Just sent away. Oh my god.
Do you all actually wait at the beast camp, or you're just kind of waiting off to the side?
I mean, it's not that far from the entrance, right?
No, it's not. It's right outside the entrance.
Well, we might as well go chill. Maybe I can make a new friend.
Yeah, like lapdogs would be friends in the
Um,
condition.
I'm just gonna stay here,
Model
and
T.
keep watch, I guess.
Model T's just chilling in that car deactivated.
yeah. I'm gonna continue working on Model T to see if I can't modify him a little bit. in
Oh,
terms of personality.
I'll help. as an excuse to like basically do anything else but like go into this camp. Yeah, I have experience with magic. Maybe that can help.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be a great asset, Iris.
I'd like to think I'm more than an asset, but I appreciate it.
So I go here. I'm gonna talk to this person with the sword, this wad.
You see someone that looks to be in very large, heavy mail of sorts, and with a long sword and a big old tower shield next to it.
Oh yeah.
Says,
Hello. How's it going?
well, Matt, are you another person entering the? Are you another Beastkin entering the city as well? What land do you hail from?
That I am. I come from across. I don't remember. Did we travel across an ocean or just a river or a lake? Where did
You
we
can
come
say,
from?
you can say whatever you want, but came from basically overseas.
Okay. Yeah, I came from another land. Far away. And yes, I am looking to gain entrance to the city. Hydrate, stretch. Alright.
Yes, we do much of that here, as we make sure that everyone here is in tip-top shape. Thank you for reminding me. These hot desert suns always make my bones cramp and my mouth water. The wolf will grab the nearest, bucket of water and hydrate themselves.
Okay. I go by Wodas. How about yourself?
I am Bartholomew, the great wise wolf of the mountains.
Oh. I see. What were you before you came here?
Why, I was a protector of my village. We ended up having mostly just more wild, less sentient animals wandering about, but every now and then we would get the estranged elf or so. But after learning many things here, I've realized that they are actually perfectly harmless, and they can actually become great friends of ours.
Of course, of course. So
Over.
then... Oh, go ahead.
The-
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I see you have, I see you've also been gifted from the humans. What human gifted you by chance, and where are they now? Sometimes they come, and sometimes they just send people over.
I ran into them outside of a city in a nearby cave when I was exploring on behalf of the king. They greeted us very kindly, and they liked us, so they gifted us a ring and then pointed us in the direction of the city.
Yes, we've had, normally they used
Or
to
me.
not allow, Beastka into the city, but after some recent developments from what I understand, I don't really know too much, but I've been seeing more and more of us. They seem to be welcoming us in such friendly arms. We would love all the hospitality they've given us. We are at their service here for all the good they give us.
So I don't have a lot of information. What's the meaning of this camp outside the city?
Well, as you know, the humans themselves don't exactly like dirtying themselves with common day problems like protecting cities from scorpions and whatever sand elemental decides to pop up out of the desert every now and then. So they put us, the big strong beastkin, to help protect the city. It is an honor and a great service to die and protect the city for all the graciousness the humans have given us.
Of course, an honor. Huh. And do you have an owner?
Oh yes, we have one owner in particular, since we are with the Adventurers Guild. The headmaster himself has decided to grace us all with his bountiful grace by setting up this camp for us. And he gave us each of our own little tents here, though due to the influx we've been sharing the tents more and more, but it just gives us a chance to know each other more.
Naturally. I see. This is all good to know. especially for my first day here. All right.
Well-
Well, it was nice meeting you. Oh, go ahead.
Said, I've noticed that you've also come in with some friends. What are their names by chance? They always like to keep a strict tally of the names of all the beastkin out here.
Iris would probably have been like walking around like awkwardly, and upon hearing this, kind of just gets like really caught off guard for a second and like sweats a lot and like panics. It's like, my name, it's Lyris.
Lyris!
I kind of
It's a pleasure to meet you, Lyris.
Lyris. You know, like lie, which I would never do.
just squint
We all
towards him,
have-
like,
Some
Yeah,
of us
sorry.
all have unfortunate pairings of names at birth. It's okay, maybe the humans can give you a new name, as they have given many of the others here.
That'd be great. You know, parents and naming children. It's crazy. Wow.
Ignoring my friend, my name is Tahiti. If they matter.
yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
One.
There we go.
One.
Said your name was Tahiti?
Tahiti, yes.
Tahiti. Yes, this is my friend Tahiti. I ran into him shortly before he met up with the humans, actually.
Oh yes, they seem to have been gathering species from all around the lands, all kind of congregating here in one big open arm area. As the city has been seeing great prosperous wealth lately, and it's decided to share it with us, Lily Biskin, as we are helping him in their own rights. Ah. What about your little rat friend over there? We've noticed him kind of being very shy and sulking around outside the camp.
Oh, him?
I start up Model T just to like start testing him, see how he's doing.
That's Lenny Kravitz. No, just kidding.
Lenny.
Joking. I don't know.
I was gonna say
Lenny.
Loki just because.
Loki?
Lenny.
Yeah. I
His
don't
name
know,
is
that was the only
Lenny.
thing.
There we
I
go.
don't
His-
know.
Lenny is
Oh, yes.
The dark. No.
It just says, oh yes, Ratkin. We've had mini pack rats here. They make a great beast of burden for the humans, as they typically have strong backs.
Master, why have you shut me off again?
Just to do routine maintenance on parts that may have done wear and tear. But now we're back with the group.
Master, is that what you did earlier when we left the well?
Yeah, of course. Some routine maintenance. You were hit by a stray bullet that you, for some reason, ate.
Do not have experience on any of this, and it, like Model T starts to like shift over. Looking at error code logs. Do not remember shutdown sequence initiating.
Lavit starts to sweat a little bit.
Master, can I
really-
teleport through space and time?
Definitely not.
Have you perfected me yet?
Not yet. No, just kidding.
Your current version is very stable, and you're only improving.
Model T starts to like look over at Iris and says, "Wow, Iris, you look very uncomfortable and anxious." Iris goes, "Lyris, thank you. Model T, my name is Lyris."
What do you mean, Iris? What are you talking about?
Lyris. Wow, it's crazy you guys are like forgetting the and like starts like winking like first part of my name, my real name.
Yeah, it's Iris. He's not picking up on it at all.
Lyris, and like starts like really like winking like it's
What?
Lyris. We've gone over this, okay? I know we're just like coworkers,
So are we
I guess.
sticking with the name Lenny?
Sorry, yeah. I
Yes.
forget people's names so often, you know. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was thinking of
Mhm,
someone else
sort
I
of
know
like-
that's named Iris, but your name is Lyris, just like my name is Lyvitz.
Your name's Lenny. But
Livitz. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
It's like, why would our parents do this to us? You know?
The big tall wolf just laughs. You're just lucky you don't get called Bartholomew like I do.
Oh no.
Well, so he goes, that is indeed a stupid name, even for a real one.
Oh my god.
Jeez, no, you can't say that. That's rude.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forget that. Not only do I have code for emotion, but other people have real emotion.
That's right, and it's important to take others' emotion into account when you say things.
Yes.
Are other people's
Mhm.
emotions more important than mine, Master?
No, but it's important
oh.
to consider theirs while also considering your own.
What if I want to believe my emotions over someone else's? How do you come together and agree on something when your emotions are different?
That's a topic that you have to discuss with that person. You see, it's a fine balance that you have to hit.
Wait, like this? And Model T walks over to Bartholomew and says, my emotions think that your name is stupid. However, I feel like that was probably not the correct thing to say.
He just
Great
kind of
job,
he is very like he is looking and he is just like actually roll a persuasion for me. Roll persuasion.
Model
Which
T.
one?
Yes, Model T.
Do you
Or
like,
you could
He's
just
gonna
I'll just roll a d20 if it's easy.
He's
I'm
gonna
not
knock
sure.
it out of the park. Here we
Yeah,
go.
I'll just do a d20 because I think
Yeah.
there's like a negative to it.
Oh
It is.
no.
You could just roll the d20 and call that the roll.
And knock it out of the park here. Watch.
It's /roll space
Yeah.
1d20.
Or you can click at the top left. There's like a
Yeah.
dice.
He did a little
Damn
bit
it.
better than average.
11. Basically both of them. He looks over as, says, this little. He is so impressed with this like sentient like construct that like he is more flabbergasted by the sentient construct as that is very very uncommon. He basically says, "Oh, I have not seen one of those models. I wish I could understand them a little bit better, but I don't know the function of these models. I don't really know the mannerisms of them either. So you're
don't
good
even
to
know
go,
me.
little buddy."
I'm not even fully aware of my inner machinations. That's all right.
And that's it's totally all right, Model T. No one really knows the entirety of themselves. People are still exploring to this day.
Did I consider Bartholomew's emotions properly?
To a degree. But that's something you can work on. Something we all can work on.
Do I have to believe what I said? Or can I still think his name is indubitably stupid?
You can think whatever you like.
Oh. So I should lie.
Gris.
So-
you don't need to lie in every situation.
Oh. Just when my emotions are not the same as someone else's.
No. Well, T, we'll discuss this on another occasion.
Model T flares up a little. What are you going to do? Shut me down, Master?
When you need maintenance, yes, but right now you're fine.
Do I need maintenance right now?
No.
All right, I will wait patiently for the next order on how to compromise emotion.
You are basically putting on almost like a ventriloquist act for the entire camp. As you have attracted so many eyes, they are almost like, in this sense, they are almost looking at this like it is a puppet show to their understanding, as they do not grasp the concept of sentient constructs. So one of them just kind of begins like clapping a little bit as he is entertained by this back and forth.
Look at that, Model T. You've made a little crowd. You made someone happy.
I understand it. Emotions are a show.
Like,
I hope my emotions have been satisfying for all of you.
One of them just kind of whistles through their fingers.
Model T.
Jolly good show.
Hooray!
Jolly
Hooray!
good show. Good show.
I'm so glad my emotions are theatrical and whimsical.
I can have the guys show up whenever you'd like at this point. Y'all have all played enough in this camp. Does anyone have anything to say before the guy shows up?
Iris,
Give me a second. I
goes
gotta
over
do
to-
silent RP.
you know what?
Ignore.
Okay. Iris walks over to Lavitz and goes, "Do you know anything about emotions?"
I'm not the most tactful person, but heck, maybe I'm not even the best person to be talking about this, but I'm trying my best.
Okay. I will help you deal with this because clearly you don't know anything about how to talk to him about emotions.
He
Emotionally
takes such
support animal.
extremes. It's hard to work with that sometimes.
Model T starts doing a little spin and goes, "Sadness!" As if he's trying to put on a show. He's like, "I'm crying."
Oh. Welcome in,
Wah.
So, as the entertainment begins to die down a little bit, night begins to set. Everyone goes back to their own little tents. You're all kind of chilling around a generic campfire that is totally there. The night begins to set, and you're unsure if anyone's actually coming out. But as the it's a little bit past what you would expect the time to be, but it's probably due to travel time. Off in the distance, you begin to kind of hear some footsteps through the sand as someone seems to be more rapidly approaching. You all kind of make out. You see this coming towards the camp with a lyre in one hand. Says you just kind of hear an angry, a very higher pitched angry man screaming. He says, "Who in the world has called me to this camp? I have heard that someone wanted to speak to me. I do not do private performances. No matter how good you think I am, I do not do private performances. I do public performances only, and only if you can tell me the most interesting story you can. Who dare summons the great and beautiful Slade?"
Hello, Slade. It is me, Wodas. I summoned you here.
Kind of eyes you up and down. Says loudly to the camp, "Oh dear, it looks like my animal has escaped me again. Bad dog, how dare you leave me aside? I go off to do a performance and then you escape me during the city.
I'm sorry.
I will see you quickly return to the city. Follow me immediately."
Yes, master. But
When-
what about
Like runs.
your other pets? I kind of point them out with Lyris.
Oh yes, I see
Edie.
I'm trying to think, when did Lightning? He would have known Wolf. He says, "Oh yes, bring your brother Wolf Dog as well, and your little hyena and fox friend. I didn't
Yes.
take you from your cities just for you to sit over here and go missing. Now get away from all these rats and beastkin around this city. We have business to attend to."
Actually, Nate, you're we kind of got a rat who like
Nathaniel Cold
or
whimmed.
two, if you forgot.
Thank you for the follow.
He kind of adjusts his glasses a bit, kind of trying to look. "Is that you? I thought, have you gone shorter since the day started? No wonder I couldn't see you.
So,
Oh dear, one day you're gonna get so short you're gonna be my height. Until then, off dog! Pick me up on your shoulder and we'll go on our merry way." He says, looking at Shadow.
What's off, dog?
What? All right.
Cool bet.
You pick up. Do you pick up the small gnome?
Should I pick up the small gnome?
He is
Small gnome.
demanding you pick him up.
I pick up the small gnome and
Does-
put him on my shoulders, I guess.
Yes.
Does-
I don't know.
Now, he points in a direction that actually is away from the city. He says, "Much dog, we have much business to attend to before the performance tonight. I will not have you making my performance late again."
Yes, master.
And the rest of you, if you do not come as fast as you can away from here, then I will put you on a shorter leash than I could possibly find.
No, please no.
Okay, let's go. Let's go now.
They're coming.
Oh.
He takes you far away from the city. He takes you so far that you are now out of reach of the city's wall view. And you seem to be into a very, what looks to be like almost like a caved-in sand pit of some sort. After you basically kind of leave eyesight of the city, he kind of drops the higher pitched voice and says that it is of the utmost urgence that we get immediately away from here, as he takes you and leads you to what basically looks to be a giant quicksand pit. And he points you all in and says that we need to get inside now before the night comes. As he jumps headfirst into the quicksand pit.
Rump.
Shadow.
Well,
Okay then.
Just gonna jump.
I just. Oh God. Okay. Fine.
Trust.
Geronimo. He jumps in.
Geronimo.
You all think you all basically hit what you thought would be sand, as it seems to be more of just kind of like a very shifting, dangerous looking sand. But as you kind of get a little bit deeper, the sand begins to leave way as you all begin to fall, but more softly, to what seems to be an underground cave of sorts. And now that he is within the proper area, he is going to revert back to his usual shelf. And basically leads you all over to a table where there seems to be other beastkin, all without any sort of, well, not with the plant.
But the point.
Dear God.
The plant was secretly transmogrified. No.
Nope.
So he leads you all, and everyone, all the beastkin at the table. Lavitz, you realize that they don't seem to have any of the aura that the rest of the people in the as Light begins to introduce all the people he knows, and basically says that this seems to be the basically the Fur Rebellion for the city. And everyone here seems to be armed with not as much weapons of the city, but more makeshift weapons of their own. That they seem to be way different than weapons that were standardized among the city people. What do you all say / do?
Wait, slash?
Say,
I mean,
say / do, as in say or do.
I'm Iris.
oh yeah, that's right. You haven't met Iris or Lavitz.
I think Light would have left the city soon enough, but late enough that he would have known Iris due to the tournament.
I don't
Right,
think
but-
so.
I'm more so
Officially.
saying that for everybody else at this
Yeah.
table too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that he only knows him by name.
That's
He's heard of you.
Oh,
So you've heard of him.
I mean, I haven't really done anything impressive at all. I mean, how have you heard of me?
He just gives a very exaggerated long sigh and mentions that the tournament that you won managed to put your name throughout the entire Beastkin/human race as the winner of the tournament in the major Beastkin city, which they are planning a war with.
Would that be Wolfie?
Yeah, that's Dusty. That's not me.
Yeah, that
Dusty.
was Dusty.
It is
That's
the
Dusty.
entire group except Labbits, as
I
all
wasn't
of you
there.
were
Iris
wasn't
present.
there.
Oh wait, not Iris.
That was Trix.
Not Iris.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Trix was there.
Trix.
Yeah, that was.
Actually, yeah, no, you're right.
Get your
actually,
yings right.
Actually, yeah, then Razzie. Right, yeah, no, Iris. Oh, Lai would have no idea of Iris because there would, other than just, yeah, there would be no connection there.
Zero connection.
The only thing
But anyway,
Iris
I'm
was
Iris.
his right hand, but yeah.
Oh.
So if he was in interaction with the king at all,
Yeah. He came here
Maybe
a
even-
lot. He came here a long time. He came here a lot longer ago. But yes. Iris introduces themselves.
Hi.
Daddy saves that long-winded, exhausted speech for you, Shadow, seeing as you introduced yourself in your full, furred, and easily identifiable body to the guards of the city. And then he also chastises Razzie a bit too.
I'm sorry.
Did you? He even looks. He says, "Did you even try?" He kind of puts his paw between his eyes and kind of rubs the middle of his nose. Did you even try to cover up the markings on your very bodies?
I didn't think to wild shape like an idiot, so that's on me, at least in my part. I don't know how
know?
Shadow would have done it.
Do you know how many wanted posters at the Adventurers Guild that you have that perfectly recreate the drawing of your exact body?
Well, do you know how little you've given us? And Iris like puts a foot down and says, "You have told us nothing about what to do. We had to figure all this out on our own. We have been working tirelessly to fucking find you in this fucking human city, and you're just apparently a small little gnome." And starts like just panicking.
Iris,
Do you say a small little dom?
no,
Oh.
no.
I put my shoulder on Iris, just like pat it.
No, you know what?
Iris does have a
No.
point, though.
You have left us so in the dark, and I get it. Maybe you can't travel around, but you could have told us something besides find Slade, which is apparently you. So, and I guess it's not you, whatever. But not all of us have the magical powers to like just transform ourselves. Maybe I do. Maybe Lavitz does. But you know how much work that takes? You know how much work that takes because you can do it yourself. We can't just do that on a whole party all the time, okay? So I want you to tell us, if you have so many ideas for what we should do, you should tell us what to do.
That's why I have a meeting here. He points to the entire
Good.
group at the table.
Then start talking. I'm done.
Okay. Like I was about to say, Iris did have a point. You could have sent more than one letter. And we also never ran into wanted posters for ourselves or even like high praise of like pictures of us.
Thank you.
To be
So
fair,
we
y'all
had no-
also
No
very-
like acknowledgement of that.
he mentions that you have been on the Beastkin main central island, and this is overseas, as the wanted posters would only help here, as the other continent is mostly filled with Beastkin. So having a
Right.
wanted poster for Beastkin in a Beastkin-centered island would just get torn down.
Yeah, but since we're praised so much, a lot of people are weird and save that kind of thing if they have the ability to get it in any way. But
Yeah.
yeah, I understand that. But like,
He reminds you that you all managed to slaughter 20 adventurers, 4 of which were the generals of the 20 adventurers, in a single-handed plot to overthrow a kobold village.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, Light.
What? Wait, what?
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
but I mean, well, if you think about it, only 2 of us would be recognizable. Not all
And who approached
4
the
of us.
guard?
It
Shadow.
was me.
And
And
who
I
was
kind of said that he should because you're his. That was sort of my fault.
and who
The-
was the main leader of y'all's party at the time?
Shadow.
It was me.
And who has the most identifiable markings here?
That's debatable, but Shadow.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Actually, the people who were the ones who were in the fight, so both me and Shadow.
Model T goes, wow, emotion really is entertaining. This
Look.
is fun to observe from an outside perspective. I have no say or do in any of this.
Lavitz takes him aside.
Look,
Is it maintenance time again, Master? Already?
Light, I understand now what I did was dumb, but we are in the essence of time. I found their outside fortress and it contained biological weapons. So, hopefully, I'm sure you already know of.
Yes, we've been trying to figure out a way to deal with that. Between the charms, the bioweapons, and God knows whatever else is in that city, we have been trying to figure out endlessly what in the world we could do to stop the main source of all of this. Don't be up the rock. I can tell you at least the information I've gathered so far. As he kind of motions everyone to the table.
Okay.
Also, yes, light is irradiating a light around him. So is Model T, I think. Is the Model T that's emitting that light?
No, it's me.
Oh, I think I meant to do that to Model T. Yeah. Whoops.
Wait, what?
Oh, never mind. Anyways, he gathers you all to the table. He basically just to make sure this is how it works. He is going to basically mention that the reason why most of from what he has discovered from the stories, he has been posing as a traveling storytelling bard in the local tavern. And from what he has gathered, a lot of the stories seem to be fake, a lot of them seem to be rumors, but from the main stories he can gather is the king has heard a prophecy that one day the Beastkin will overthrow his kingdom. So in an attempt to stop that, he has decided to either enslave or eliminate the Beastkin, in which case he has started this war. So he mentions that the king has started all of this and has basically convinced the humans of the city that Beastkin are awful and are basically nothing more than pets or cattle, and to only be trusted if they have the rings themselves in order to keep a permanent charm on them and to keep them docile. But any Beastkin not found with the rings was supposed to be executed on sight, as they are unpredictable and undocile.
Wait, but if the king was so worried about us overthrowing them, then he started this war, but I mean, we only started acting because they were being violent towards us, right?
He just looks over to Light and says, he just kind of looks, he looks over to Iris and says, if you had someone come in right now and tell you how many days you had left to live, would you do anything differently?
Yeah, but I don't know.
So has the
I should start a
king.
war. I feel like, I mean, I guess I can understand, but I'm not gonna try and, I don't know. I guess you have a good point.
The tale also speaks of a horrendous giant red dragon, a name of which is not even known to the prophecy makers themselves. But it is said that the great red dragon will rise up one day and burn the city to ashes. So not only has he decided to make war against the Beastkin, but he is also planning an army to send out to be able to conquer the lands in search of this dragon, to slay it before it ends up reaching the city and causing the chaos which has been foretold.
I'll be right back.
Well,
2 seconds.
if we have this oracle, this prophecy that says something is going to happen, it's going to happen, right? You can't really change your future based on a prophecy. And second of all, what can we do that actually makes a difference if we're going against this prophecy?
Light kind of looks over at Iris, kind of looks down to the places. I follow a god of basically nature itself. I don't believe in all these prophecies. I seem to have just the natural order seems to be my only prophecy I follow, and if this is the natural order, so be it, but in my opinion, the king is nothing more than a crazed madman. But I don't know. He seems to be set on whatever he's doing, but it doesn't make it justifiable whatever he plans on next. All I know is that's what he sees and that's what he believes, and I don't think we're going to be able to talk him out of him.
Well, what do we do?
That's why we've been slowly been able to capture and kidnap 1 or 2 of the Beastkin, as most of them, as he kind of points to around the table, a few of the people here have also been part of the ring, and have been ringed themselves. It took a lot out of us to get them unringed. As you see, some of them have, even maybe 1 or 2 of them have like a missing finger. Others seem to be having like scarring around one of their index fingers. We had to try more brutal methods, as my magics were not strong enough to just get rid of it outright. But we've been able to save a few of them here. At least to keep them from being a lapdog of the city. Wolfie, or Dusty, what do you have to say about all this?
I've said it before, I hate the stupid rings.
How do you feel about the prophecy?
I don't believe in prophecy. I don't. I mean, things change on a daily basis. You can't predict every single day.
I mean, yeah, but depending on prophecies, it's sometimes better to believe or not.
Right.
They're just going based off their best judgment right now. It's all they have to really grasp onto. I don't blame them for trying, but at the same time, taking into account to the ends that they must go to is horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I heard.
Sorry, I went somewhere really quick and I missed some of that conversation.
Wolfie gave an opinion.
Oh, okay. I went to go start the oven so I could cook food.
By all means.
Either way, we're trying to stop this bioweapon or something. Do you have information on anything you found?
Says, from what I've been able to gather from some very, very tipsy guards, keep in mind, the guards seem to say they have been posted at an outpost near here, and some of the research is there, though some of the research also seems to be spread out among a few outposts around the city, and some in the main city, of course, as they are all connected and trying to figure out how to mass produce it. But it seems to be they are condensing some kind of liquid into a condensable gas form, and then spreading it out.
Well, if I may interrupt. Well, we took over one of the outposts, and if you're talking about some kind of liquid, they're using frogs, most likely. Because we found 13 frogs that not sure what live ones do, but the dead ones and just having the skin makes you feel nauseous almost immediately. So that's probably at least a good chunk of what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems
But-
to be a neurotoxin on the frogs. This is grave news.
Yeah.
My powers as a paladin can only protect from diseases, but poison is a whole nother story.
Well, I'd question so that you also have a good gist of what we're dealing with. I do not have a frog, but I do have a backpack that's coated on the inside of what that frog had on it. Would you, with caution obviously, want to look at that?
He looks over to some of the other people around the table. Says, he looks over to the person next to him. Says, Spike, have you heard anything about any kind of this? I know you've dabbled in some kind of alchemy. And the brownish hyena just kind of nods a little bit negatively, but he's a little bit unsure. He's experimented with some of the local herbs and is trying to learn some of the local mushrooms and herbs around here. But making a direct poison would take more resources than just sticks and stones. He asks if he could probably get maybe an alchemy kit from the city.
Well, you might not have to. Like I said, we took over an outpost, so I have some alchemy stuff. I don't have like syringes, but I have other things that were like I essentially have an alchemy kit if that would help.
Oh, good. I could definitely use that alchemy kit. I have dabbled a little bit back at the old hometown. I used to go to this college way back in the town, but I dabbled in too many explosive chemicals, so I got kicked out.
Wait, did the hyena say that?
Yes.
Oh my god, wait. Wait, you went to the school in Cackalack, didn't you?
Yeah, the one with the snooty rich kids.
Well, I mean, they're not all snooty and rich. I mean, well, a lot of them. Well, okay. Anyway, and I like show a sigil from like. So I mean, I suppose I am on the wealthier side, but I wouldn't like to think I'm snooty. I have a snoot.
You do have a snoot, a very boopable snoot.
Oh, thanks.
Shouldn't you be the one studying the poisons, princess?
Well, I'm a heal mage. I heal people. I guess I should know it. Oh god, yeah.
See, that snooty college doesn't teach anything the real world should know. The real world is all about poisons and explosions. That gets things solved a lot faster than trying to reason and read.
Yeah, but I'd rather not think of explosions much because that kind of not good.
After you get blasted a few times, you kind of lose the ringing that happens in your ears next time it happens. Kind of laughs.
Are you sure you're not just deaf at this point? Maybe a bit.
What did you say to me? I didn't hear it. Really, repeat yourself.
Not important.
Also,
No,
in
I-
this conversation, as this conversation goes on, though, it's like Grassy just cowers down at the mention of like her ringing in the ear and other stuff, and just holds their tail tight.
Yeah.
Well, Light, it looks like you bought brain and bronze. Though they seem to be exclusive to each, but I think we can work with them. He definitely does seem interested in the alchemy supplies, but like I said, he seems to be delving in more deadlier substances than what would be usually the healing side of things. He seems to be more on the hurting side of things.
Oh god.
maybe with the aid of me and Iris, we could come to a good solution for what this or toxin maybe, how it may be used.
Maybe bring it back to the school. I mean, I'm still on good terms. I don't know about you.
If I see one of those nerds, I'll be sure to put him in a headlock just to show them who they can't escape that. I'd like to see him try.
Okay, well, that's besides the point, Mr. Jock, sir. But we just need to I was just saying that we should bring a sample back and maybe they could help analyze it. And I mean, sure, maybe they're nerds, but nerds are cool, right? And they get a lot of good stuff done, and maybe we need the nerds right now. We need their help.
Maybe you find a maybe if you throw enough books at it, maybe one of them will have some words that coincide together. Me, I just like putting things together. I don't mind experimenting with the things.
Okay, well, second opinions and maybe even thirds and fourths are always great. Hey, you don't know everything, right? Nobody knows everything. Nobody's perfect.
I know enough when some kind of creature's creeping up on me. What you doing back there, little rat boy?
Model T's just standing behind the hyena. What are you saying?
Hey, you're pretty
Iris?
cool. I kind of like this thing. Look at the cool little functions on this. What's your name, little guy?
I'd be a little careful with him. He's a little erratic sometimes, so don't take it
Aha,
too
so
well.
can I be.
Well,
Hey, little guy. Have you ever seen explosions?
Ooh, we don't need to introduce him to explosions right now.
explosions.
But he
Oh
has
boy,
been introduced to
what are
explosions.
those?
He was
Have
the
you ever-
reason why I think a thing exploded.
Hey. Hey, Tico. Why don't you hand me that gun you got there? As you see, this canine creature kind of hand you his revolver. He hands the revolver to Model T and says, "Point this up and give it a good pull on the trigger."
Ooh,
Oh no.
give him a gun.
All right, I'll take it. And Model T, takes the gun and goes, "Who should I test it on?" And starts like waving it around at people.
Model T, shut down.
I'll tell you what. If
Wait,
you
wait,
can,
how do you shut down Model T? Do you just tell him to shut down? And he
Yeah,
does it?
so there's like a telepathic link between the artificer and their
Oh, okay.
Iron Defender. So it's like you can give them telepathic commands.
All right, Model T shuts down and drops the gun.
No, you should have made him shoot before he
this thing doesn't work. Maybe you can get it up and running. I'll show him the real gunpowder later. He says,
Maybe
picking up the
better
gun again.
Scenario where he's surrounded by less people. We can do this. Mavitz is rubbing his head or his temples with his fingers.
Or
Yeah,
around
don't...
enemies?
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Dusty.
Or around enemies?
Yeah, here's the other thing. If you give him a gun, that's kind of dangerous. And he could really shoot at any of us. He's not the most
Hell
trustworthy.
yeah! I love guns. They're dangerous
I
as
know you
hell.
Yeah, and that's your own prerogative. But I think that you should be a little more aware of who you give a gun to.
Yeah, it's not the brightest idea to give something you don't even know, really. God.
Well, I'm this many years alive today, so I'm sure I could keep myself alive much longer.
Okay,
Maltese
well-
a powerful unit, so I wouldn't undermine his ability.
Have you ever been hurt before in your life?
Oh, many times. How do you think I got all these scars? Kind of
Yeah,
points
that's
over to the
rhetorical.
body.
Who healed you?
Let's see. I ate some weird berries once. Those seem to do the trick. Every now and then I'll get some nerd to patch me up. They usually accept gold as welcoming gift enough.
Well, just remember, you're only alive because of those nerds helping you.
Oh yeah, those little useful bookworms are always good for healing up.
Glad we agreed, I guess.
You got it, Specs. Spots. Are you any stripes or spots? Show your stripes. stripes.
Depends on if you look at his drawing or your drawing or my drawing, because they look slightly different.
He says, you got it, Stripes. Double check. Yep, he is a spotted hyena. And you're a striped hyena.
And I'm a Wolfoo. How do you do, a woo? Anyway, if you're done reflecting on the past,
I don't want to reflect anymore. I don't want to cry again. I don't like all this talk of explosion.
yeah.
Yeah, considering only 9 hours ago you exploded almost and almost died to a giant explosion of barrel.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is
That
the
and
wild.
also- That and also I guess it was maybe one-sided, but like my best friend kind of their head exploded in my arms. Yeah,
That was
I
a
don't like explosions.
that was a magical explosion. These
That
are
was still an
the-
explosion. That's not the point. The word explosion upsets me now.
We are sadly in the Wild West. There was many guns here in the desert, sadly.
my God.
Much gunpowder. Oh no.
Oh boy.
I'll just say explosion, it'll be like a Pavlov thing, right, Trix?
Yeah. Who's
Right?
Mm-hmm.
yes. Speaking of, so Light, what did you need from me exactly?
He looks over to you, Shadow, says, well, I know you were working for the king, as you've come a long way since I've seen you, and I'm sure you've
Yeah.
gotten some more information on your own end, but it seems we have to move on to a little bit bigger fish now, as helping small villages keep their independence, well, now we're trying to keep a whole continent keep their independence. It seems our
Right.
responsibilities are shoving us upwards in a very linear fashion, I might add, but the god's will is what we must do, so in order to keep the natural order of things, we have to find some way to keep a balance between the two. But with the
Of course.
influence he has over the city, I worry that just taking out one guy is not going to magically make the city just love us, especially if Beastkin are the ones that are going to kill the leader. That seems like it won't really solve many things other than make very angry citizens. If we could
Right.
plan some sort of revolt, maybe, but then again that would take a lot more. There's a few options really presented to us. There's a lot of magic in the area, as well as resources. It all just depends on what kind of things you can come up with. Overthrowing a government isn't exactly the most come-to agreement that someone can have.
Right. Well, I'm here, and I've brought some of my friends, as you can see. I'm sure you've heard of some of their deeds as well.
I can tell you that I do know there seem to be several toxins they've been working on. I think you've discovered what sounds to be the neurotoxin that causes people to fall asleep. Have you ran across anything? I think you mentioned something about transformation of sorts.
Transformation?
Yes, we have some reports of Beastkin turning into humans, either by will
Oh,
or
yes,
by
yes. You're talking about the
force.
transformation. So, I don't know exactly how much that had to do with the humans, but I'm sure something like that could grace their knowledge as much as it can. Sorry, 2 seconds. Rewind. Sorry, grace their knowledge as far as what was reported. We happened to go to a small village where they had reports of beastkin being transformed into humans, and when we investigated a nearby mage college, it turned out that one of the the head mages went rogue and started converting beastkin into pretty much human-like creatures, like more so mutations, but it wasn't like. Sorry, out of character. I don't recall how
definitely
much
wasn't
tie it had.
complete.
Yeah, I don't recall how much it had ties to humans. I thought it was just like literally him. Was he siding with the humans, or was he just experimenting?
Did you ask him?
I'm asking you out of game.
Okay,
Did
one.
you
I
ask
ended up
him?
lagging because I have a
Oh.
question of what exactly is going on.
Sure.
Because I kind of disconnected.
So basically, and what Shadow was mentioning is that y'all stopped the transformation, or the transformations that you could tell from the beastkin to the humans. You remember that the headmaster was some sort of chimera, so you aren't exactly sure what was
Ooh.
in totality.
I could have sworn that his like one disciple that escaped. I thought she gave us some lowdown. I just don't remember exactly. I'm having like a struggle. She told us exactly like kind of what. Well, not exactly, but like a little bit about what was going on.
I will say this is more for. I will say, think of this more as just a plot hook.
Okay.
Just think of it in order to save too much explanation, or as a like plot hook that is for y'all to do. In the city.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go put my pizza in the oven. 2 seconds.
Okay.
2 seconds. For a long time. Courage, I love you.
So some things are more like I said, I hate to use that word, but it's just like everything has the potential to kind of line up with each other, but oh geez, what happened to this?
That makes sense.
Oh, I've just majorly. Anyways, yeah, so there is that can kind of be going on. Does anyone have any ideas of what you could possibly do?
I'm back. I'm back. I love you. Oh no. I'm being spammed.
Well, in my case, I'm not 100% sure.
And y'all could also
Out
kind
of character, though, because like I said, I honestly was not mostly here for that because my internet fucking killed itself.
So they mentioned basically they think that the transformation is due to a separate toxin or poison than the sleeping, as the sleeping toxin seems to be mostly like almost like an immediate thing.
Yeah.
Whereas the injection or the toxins of the transformation seems to be a more slowed and methodical process of transformation as it happens over time.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, now in character, I honestly have no idea. I don't know what we could do besides like keep going for outpost, honestly.
Right.
Because if one outpost had one thing that they've been working on, another outpost would have a different thing, if not similar. But we wouldn't know unless we went for it.
Right.
Information's powerful, and that's probably one of the best directions we can go for now.
Which also, getting another outpost, or even doing this weird process of getting each outpost surrounding the city, might be smart. It's just gonna be very, very tedious.
And I will say they're not all going to be outposts that look like outposts.
Yeah.
Some are more dungeon style. Some are like 2-room things. Some are even 1-room things. It's more of like, what do y'all want to, like, what? Here's the thing. What do y'all want to try to do? And then I can try to kind of make that be a thing that sounds reasonable.
Well, I, personal opinion, not speaking for the group, think we should go for the outpost before we even remotely try with the city.
There is
It's better
that's
to learn.
considering you have like interdimensional travel. The moon is like a lesser concern. You're a little bit more about oxygen than you are anything habits. They've already been to the Fey dimension.
I'm sorry.
In the chat over there.
They've been to the Fey dimension.
Yes, we did. That's actually where my little brother and his parents are technically from.
I will say this does all wrap around that this is the city that the original party came from. Obviously, the destroyed, that tried to attempt to destroy the Kobold village and was originally going to go through the forest area.
Right.
Yeah. Screw that.
Yeah, as it stands, though, the outposts are probably one of the strongest connections we have. I think I heard someone saying that there's multiple outposts that have different forms of information. So
Well, a chance of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
a chance is better than nothing. If we can find even the slightest clue how to move forward, then it'd make potential infiltration and searching of the kingdom much easier.
I suppose it's the biggest lead we have.
I'm just gonna say we're gonna need more people if that's the case, because we took one outpost with 15 others and there's 5 left.
Always try sneaking in the city and talking with the Adventurers Guild. What could go wrong?
No, especially if it's me and Shadow at this rate.
And even
You
then,
probably-
the Adventurers
Everyone
Guild is
else
full of-
has more of a chance.
The guild is full of
Hmm.
mind-controlled people, so they wouldn't. be
Actually,
of any
no,
help.
because out of what I've gathered, technically most of the beastkin are kept outside unless they are with a person. But more
Right.
often than not, I am almost positive most of them stay outside of the city.
Hmm.
So
If
it
they're
would just be
Adventure-
mind controlling assholes.
That's true.
I mean, yeah. Either way, they're going to be mind controlled. The guard said.
Hmm.
Someone said if they're found without, the ring, they're usually killed on the spot. So it's safe to assume that they wouldn't be able to help us in these kinds of fights, anyways.
Right.
So it's more of a matter of either we have to be a lot more careful in our fights, or wait for backup from the kingdom.
Hmm. There's definitely a multitude of ways to approach this.
I know we're a fairly capable bunch, but
We could always go after some of the smaller outposts first.
Right, but here's the only issue is, okay, one outpost getting overran. Cause of concern, but maybe a one-off. Maybe locals discovered it and fended off themselves, as they probably knew that the humans might be attacking or something. But if you start going after outposts, they're going to be on high alert. On one hand, you disrupt their supply or easier advantage points, but then
one thing we could try is, if we do that, disrupt them, cause a distraction, make them anticipate another attack on some random outpost, then that might divert a good amount of guards from the main city to the point where we could sneak around a bit more.
5 quest markers.
They can only stretch themselves so thin before.
No, right. Let's see. Light, what have you been thinking as far as
Well, he mentioned
destabilizing?
he mentions that the main issue right now is that they've been thinking and debating taking over Outpost as well. The main concern that he has with that is that they seem to be building an army of beastkin. So it would be naturally to assume that they would be the first to be frontline fighters. So if they were going to retake the outpost, they would most likely use their attack dogs first, and then send in the humans to claim it, and then send whatever is left of the lapdogs back to the city to lick their wounds. And it'd be a beastkin on beastkin fight.
God, I hate
Which,
that.
like I said, if he's saying for the greater good of the whole continent is one thing, you know, it's over. There's the whole weight of the whole continent versus a few beastkin that are being mind controlled. And he's unsure of how to weigh those options yet.
I see.
This may just be a case of unavoidable
Fights?
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is
unavoidable.
expected, but
War's never easy. Sometimes there are going to be losses.
well, yeah, it's a situation of like, it feels like we're fighting in a sense, you know, if they were like to send out beastkin.
If anything, Iris, you said you can dispel magic, right? If you were able to do that fast enough on a battlefield, maybe you could save a few. 'Cause realistically, in a fight, they wouldn't, or in an outpost, they wouldn't have too many people.
I mean, it'd be kind of difficult, and that relies on me. Like, I don't know how powerful the spell really is. I could try. I'd want to test that out before we rely on that.
Exactly. Just an idea I'm throwing out. I don't know if anyone else here can perform some kind of mass dispelling or anti-magic field. If anything, maybe we could reverse or kind of create our own magic ring, you know, do to them what they've done to us.
But we don't need to do that. We just need to have our friends be safe, our kind. We don't need to drag the humans down and use the same tactics that they're using.
Not more so for fighting, more so for infiltration purposes. Such that we could
Oh, no,
use
no
them to
lyrics.
kind of navigate for us.
That doesn't sit well with me personally. I wouldn't want to stoop to their level.
I suppose there's a bit of a moral quandary there, yeah. But
Wolfie, what do you think?
Yeah,
I'm-
what do you think?
Up with a good idea.
Huh?
I'm listening right now, trying to come up with a good idea.
Well, you let us know the second that good idea comes into fruition.
Also, what are we going to do with the frog thing? Did we ever talk more on that? I just sort of said I have the stuff to like examine it, but I don't remember if we said we were going to set it out to the Eating School or not. Or if one of y'all was going to look at it.
Spike speaks up to you as he says, "Well, what do you know about the frog stuff so far?"
Well, we haven't tested it with live ones, but since they kind of left like skinned ones essentially, like just the skin out, both me and Shadow accidentally touched it because curiosity, which it makes you feel nauseous almost immediately as soon as you touch it.
Yeah.
As soon as that oil from like the secretion from it like soaks into your paw pads, it makes you feel nauseous really fast.
He just kind of lost. I remember ingesting something like that, though it wasn't any kind of frog. I was out of commission for a week and that happened. Should have seen the colors I had spewing out those days.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like right now we don't have the frog, we just have a backpack that has covered with what was on the frog.
Yeah.
Do you have access to the frog still, or did you kill them all?
No, we didn't kill any of them. There's still 13 at the outpost that we took over.
Yeah.
There's 13. Technically, there are 12 in a well. Okay, so there's a well, and then there's like this big area, and there is 12 that are caged up. And I told the general to put one up specifically away, and so it's more to be examined than the others. Because I didn't want to kill them because I didn't see it to be right. But I also don't know what their natural habitat is either.
It's kind of luscious.
And
Well, if they were experimenting, maybe we could use the frogs on the humans too.
honestly, that wouldn't
actually-
be a bad idea, but I'd rather treat the frogs with better respect than that. Or at least better respect than they did.
You just wipe some cloths on them and get the oil from them. Simple enough. I've cleaned enough plants in my days to know about oil.
Hmm.
The only problem is, does it even work on humans too?
Not sure. We don't really
Untested.
have humans to test that on. And the one human that we probably could have tried to do that kind of killed because we kind of let one of the soldiers kill it because they got pissed that it killed their brother. So,
Oh, remind me to give him a high five later.
I mean,
yeah, be cautious with that kid. He is a kid, and he was also very hesitant to even kill anything, and I think that was honestly the first thing he killed. And that was out of anger.
yes. But yes.
But if we could find a way to test it on someone, which don't want to snoop down to their level, but like if we were to like test it on someone, we'd have to figure that out somehow to get a person to test it on. Because just testing it on the battlefield kind of won't work.
Well, he mentions, Light mentions, well, they do have their main water supply come from the mountains, and it flows all throughout the city, both the southwest and southeast. If we were to find some way to slip that oil into the city's water supply, that is an option.
That would be smart.
And
we have
all of them?
Hmm.
There's Beastkin in there too.
True.
If we go after one of the outposts, we can always test something
If
on
we
one of
had
the
a
people there.
chance, yeah, that too. But even then, it's like if we had a chance to like after outpost them, because that'd probably be smart to do at least one more outpost to test this stuff on. But after we do that, if we had the ability to make sure all the beastkin were kind of safer, and then do that somehow, 10 out of 10 idea. But the issue is getting that to work.
Oh, did we lose Smeety? Smeety, you there?
Here,
Biggie's
What?
still here.
He just dropped out. Oh, never mind, he's back in World 20. Never mind.
Okay.
Continue, Saber.
But if that were to work, if we could make it to where it is probably not impossible, but very, very unlikely and low chances of a beastkin accidentally doing that and making it to where only the humans will get affected by the water supply thing, then after we do, we should probably go to another outpost so we can actually see if it works on humans first before we even try that. But if it does, that would probably be the next thing we should do.
How is this going to make us better than the humans, though?
No, it
Because aren't we
doesn't.
trying to stop them from doing this?
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to snoop to that level, but I feel like that's a little bit more generous than just killing them. Sort of. You know, regardless, they are probably more likely than not going to kick the bucket. So, but also we need to figure out where that water supply would go to, because if that's the case, then that would be a bad idea. Because yeah, water supply going through the city, water supplies lead somewhere, usually the ocean. So that would be a bad idea
Actually, I will show
if
you.
it does do that.
They would be smart enough to have a map of the city. I will provide you a map of the city in about 1 second.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
I will provide. For now, just. For now, look at this map. We'll like find a. Nope, I'm showing them a map of the city. You should be able to see the full map. I need to find the bite-sized map I can put on the table in there.
Okay, so their water supply starts from the mountain. It goes in. Sorry, it goes into 2 different little pools of water, and then the other one goes into like. It doesn't look like it would extend out into like an ocean or anything. It just seems to be pulling at the outside of one of the walls. So it would be strictly in this city. Which would still suck, but not as bad. You know?
There we go. Now I have a little map in the bottom left.
Thank you. But like I said, I'm just spewing out ideas. A mix of what y'all suggest and also just thinking. But if y'all obviously don't want to do that.
To be fair, the guy who brought it up was the guy who literally is like the bomb and like destruction guy, and he's the one that suggested poisoning the entire well system, so
like I said, I was just taking suggestions and putting plans with it. It didn't mean that the plan had to be a thing. It's just, if we did go that route, that would probably be how we would do it. Because we should look at all plans equally, even if we don't agree with it. But I mean, I feel like I'm the only one planning, and I'm not good at this.
We're just
What?
what you're saying.
Dusty's coming out with the most fantastic plan that he is dying for y'all to hear.
My only takeaway from poisoning the water is that Beast can also use that water now.
Yeah, that's the reason I was saying, like, if we had the ability to prevent,
of course, everyone can have
hopefully all, that would be great. But at the same time, I doubt that. But yeah, no, it's just, but yeah. Yeah, I don't really have any other plans besides going to Outpost and figuring that out. I feel bad.
Something we could do is send a letter to the king, have him tag the 5 other outposts as a distraction to kind of clean out the guards and beastkins, and then we can sneak in that way.
That is true. Actually, yeah. Honestly, getting in contact with the king and also getting in contact with the Yin College about the Yin College about the frog, same with the king, anyways, but also the king about the outpost. This will probably be a multi-day thing in like strategy, but we need to make sure everyone is also on the same page of what we're doing.
Well, I could report back to Cadillac.
That would be lovely. That would be lovely, and we need, if I can get a sample off of this backpack with like the alchemy kit that I got, which honestly, if we were able to do it here, that'd be great. But like, I trust them a little bit more.
I'd also say you're no more than a day's travel from the actual outpost itself, as it is an outpost, not a city.
Yeah. But
you're also more than free to actually. Speaking of the outpost, one of the other smaller people who have been mostly quiet this whole time, that is, I just don't realize how much that looks like the Final Fantasy character.
I love
this Lynx-ish, golden-haired anime weeaboo character speaks up. She kind of says, well, you did mention an outpost. I haven't had a proper bed in a long time, as well as no real sources of, well, cleaner water than what we could get around here. Do you think an outpost would be a better source of, well, communion than this little hut we got here going on?
Personally, definitely. But the issue is that it is still technically a human outpost, so they know of its existence, so it'd be cautious of like if we were to get like attacked, but even then it'd probably still be safer than this.
Well, here is the safest, it's just the most uncomfortable. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, if honestly, going back to the outpost, since one general and sadly I think only 5 otters of that army, but the general's there with some of the soldiers, and then we can easily, or at least a little bit more better, get a hold of Kakalak and the king through like mail or whatever. But it shouldn't be, and it would be a little crowded, but not too bad, I don't believe. If y'all would rather go to the outpost and talk, you're all welcome.
Light just interrupts and says that, well, we are definitely safe here and closer to the city. I'm not really sure if we should go over to the outpost, Shar. At least we have comfort here. We may not have luxury, but we definitely have safety, and safety and closeness is sometimes better than, well, luxury, he says, almost giving an, like, almost nonchalant eye roll at the, tigress.
That is true. But eventually we will have to go back to the outpost and get certain things anyways. Because that's where, if I remember correctly, the rest of the soldiers are probably going to be sent to. So, at least our group is eventually going to have to probably go back there. So even if we were to bring something back for y'all to be slightly more comfortable if you wanted, I don't think it'd be a problem. But honestly, like she said though, it is a scenario of like, it'd be better for communication purposes, even not just between all of us. There's more in a sense, parties that are also dealing with this too.
So did you just leave the otters and the few generals left to defend the whole outpost by themselves?
Like I said, we should go back eventually.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I've been listening, but yeah.
Those outposts are important, supply both important information and research to the city. I wouldn't expect them to have it taken over so easily. At best, a few days just for them to notice that the messages aren't being sent and received.
So we should probably go back to outposts because we kind of left otters who don't really know what they're doing be there. With a general who kind of knows what he's doing.
The general survived the attack.
Yeah, so did all the others, but at the same time, there was 15. There is now 5.
Yeah, y'all didn't do
Oh.
the best of job protecting us.
So,
They died in one hit. It was a one-on-one hit thing.
yeah. But it's still a scenario of, like, them being alone at the outpost and us being here any longer than, like, a day would probably be a bad idea. That's the reason suggesting going back to the outpost for better communications wouldn't be too off.
Hey, Shadow, how much time do you have left, by the way?
Comfortably, like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Hello, Sav.
Like I said, this is basically y'all deciding where you want the next few sessions to kind of pan out. I can kind of break immersion a second and kind of tell you what I have idea-wise, or y'all can explore it and I can just make the scenarios kind of happen as y'all want to do them. Which do you all prefer, honestly?
I mean, right now, at least going by my talking and suggestions, I don't know about everyone else, but at least what I'm gathering is, one, going back to the outpost to gather more soldiers and get that more secure, and then going to check other outposts and figure out what the fuck is going on at them. So, just in case, like said, there is other things that were, like, talked about that weren't just frogs. So, there were possible other things that they are working on at other outposts. So going to other outposts would probably be the best bet, and also even just having 2 outposts and dividing the army, or our little army.
Yes, I'll put 2
Separately.
otters in charge of 1 outpost.
So,
The 2 otters will
But, like-
perform dutifully.
Yeah.
but whenever we get our army slightly bigger, whenever we get more soldiers, having it to where there's 2 outposts going in at a city, whenever we eventually do that, and also hopefully learning more at a different outpost than just frogs, it'd probably be the best bet. That is what I'm gathering. I don't know what everyone else
The
thinks
only
that we
thing
should
I
do.
would suggest for that is taking 1 outpost is basically an attack. Taking multiple outposts is a declaration of war, and right now they are in the planning for war phase. Attacking more than
so
1 outpost would be
attacking
a
would probably be
war. Attacking more than 1 outpost would start the war instead of being an attack.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but doing 1 outpost from now it should be fine. But yeah, that's my opinion.
I'm
I
very
don't
glad.
have many.
Uh,
Take it as you will.
Razzie, gain inspiration for talking so much. I really appreciate you
Hooray.
actually
Woo.
saying so much. You really are actually
It was
contributing a
mainly
lot.
because no one else had anything, and Shadow kind
You
of
don't.
kept
You don't need.
disappearing.
You don't
So,
need.
whoop.
Sorry.
You don't need to justify why you did good by making it so everyone else did something
I
negative.
will justify
No,
because
you-
self-esteem won't let me otherwise.
You did something good, not because everyone else did something negative. You did something good because you did something good, and that's important. So you get inspiration for that.
Woo! I forgot that I can actually like put inspiration as a thing.
Yeah.
It looks really cool. It looks
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, you get a little symbol.
So, I think, first things first, we need to collect as much information from each other as we have, because as you know, I have information that, or we have information that you don't have, and I'm pretty sure you guys have information on the kingdom that we don't have. And then we either by mail, by carrier, by teleportation, maybe we could get
Pigeon.
no, whatever his name was, the teleportation dude, to get a portal up and going. We could travel through the Fey realm back to
Tumultuous? Nah.
no.
No.
Mortuous? No, the other guy, like his name was like
Yeah, he's out of fun. No.
Galley Armor or something.
He's talking about the singing dwarf man.
Mm-hmm.
That got paid That got paid. I will keep in mind this is not an intentional design. They got paid 3,000 gold pieces. Oh, sorry, 3,000 gold pieces to teleport between 2 different areas.
Yep.
Which
Just
honestly, impressive.
Gorhook.
Anyways, so we
Gorhook.
could hire Gorhook. We can. When do we all stream this? Every Saturday.
Well, give or take. But
Next 2
try at
Saturdays. Next Saturday is Thanksgiving, and the Saturday after that is MFF. So this is actually going to be a 2-week break for the first time.
Yeah. Zerda, do you have a YouTube that you save all?
Yes.
Wait,
I will
you do?
post that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you ever want to go back and watch one of our old videos and cringe at yourself. No, it's
Some of the
Oh, I will.
not specifically, but anybody.
some of them I've had audio forms, like I'll have like a fan on one of them, and like
Hooray.
you know they're not all equal, but some of them are perfectly fine, and some of them will have like a fan on. I forgot y'all's PNG tubers for like 3 games in a row, but I got that fixed this time.
It's okay.
Whoops, wrong one.
Oh wait, no, I want to listen to this. What's the Spotify list?
This is the this is the playlist. This is the desert playlist.
I love catching up on stuff. So yeah, now keep in mind we've been doing this for like 4 or 5 months, and each play session's about 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah. I think our
So you have a
longest.
lot.
Our
I think our
longest.
longest was like 8. Just
Uh,
about.
Our longest was 5 hours and 51 minutes. That was
Okay.
our longest.
I was like, it was a long time because it was the night I called in, so I was like, I have extra time tonight.
Yeah, that
In
was a.
technicality, if someone were to decide to watch all of it,
It
I
would
want
be-
your opinion, Zerda. Would they watch the one where it's not us and it's Kitsune them? Because technically that was
Yes.
the very beginning.
Yes, I
That's
do
what I was
have that one uploaded as well. That's the first one with Kitsu and Balrog and all them is uploaded as well. The entire series of this is uploaded.
Anyways,
Because I was thinking, I was just like, technically
check
that was
out
the
that
very
YouTube link.
beginning.
if you
Yeah.
want to watch and at least get the last few weeks, or if you want to get the beginning. In the beginning, a lot of us were not sure because it's our first D&D session, so a lot of us are like, well, we're still like, I don't know what to do, but a lot of
I
us
mean-
was like, a lot more, I don't know what to do.
They have gone from level 1 all the way to level 7, so
Yeah.
Oh.
We've been doing that for a minute.
I love you. But long story short, I was gonna say, in character again. So it appears to me that instead of doing any brash things like going and poisoning the water supply, going and taking out outposts, we need to focus on the long term. Right now, we technically have the upper hand. We have general knowledge of what they're planning, and we have time to execute something more well thought out before they even initiate their launch. Right now, they're gathering more and more beastkin. First things first is we need to find a way to get back to the other kingdom and let them know what to do so that they can start rounding up more forces and then hopefully also recruit beastkin. And recruit more beastkin across the lands and then get things together. And then maybe in case of an all-out war, we're at least somewhat prepared. We need to focus on either figuring out how to reduce the amount of reduce the amount of frogs or bioweapons they have, so that way it's not completely one-sided or what have you. And that way we also don't have that disadvantage. As Light mentioned, taking down a government is not so simple as just killing one leader. We need to either tactfully install somehow our own leadership, which is very hard. Is there a playlist? Sir, you don't have a playlist?
I only have one singular art video between the first video and the last one. It's all in chronological order.
I
Yeah,
think what they're-
it starts with Descent into Madness because that's with Kitsu in them.
Yeah, I
I
will
think
say
what
that.
they were implying is that they probably just want to put it on in the background. and
Oh, I
listen
can do
to it.
that. I can make a playlist for it.
Yeah, if you make a playlist and then it just goes to the next video, and then they can also keep track of where they go. Anyway,
Kobold's Revenge is the first series.
sorry to be so brash, guys, but I don't think any taking out that outpost at the time seemed small scale, but it might have big scale repercussions. But we might be able to get away with it.
Keyword there being might.
If we didn't want to go that route of large scale, since we're still only in the planning phases of war, if we wanted to start something small, it'd be more so infiltrating and figuring out a way that we could easily disable these rings to gain control of like a large majority, not majority, but a fraction of their militia's power. If we could do that, that would be one effective way to disable them in a non confrontational way to begin with, anyways. Besides that, locating their bio facilities, finding a way to destroy those or stop production. That's another thing that's important. Something that should be put on our little docket. Finding out the people that are in power that control their armies and give the true direction. That's potentially something to keep in mind. We just have to find all the big points, list them out, and deal with them. And it's easier said than done, but there's always a starting point.
One thing I'll say, if we want to stop the rings, we need to find out who is actually making them.
Exactly, another good point.
It's an actually extremely good point. And yes, there is someone making them.
Exactly. You cut off the supply, you cut off the one advantage they have over us, which is essentially taking away the Beastkin's ability to attack.
Yes.
So instead of
Infiltrate the
attacking,
dealer, find the supplier. Sorry.
oh, you're fine. Instead of finding, an outpost, maybe we find where
Something in the
ore is mined or some kind of small scale production. Because if they can't produce ore, they can't produce weapons, they can't produce rings.
Images.
Exactly. Is that I only see 8 videos.
I know. I'm copying the second one now.
Oh, okay.
I separated
Anyways,
I separated Act 1 and Act 2 into 2 different videos.
Okay.
Actually, just in case, yeah. Let me make sure that I actually
Anyway.
sent the playlist. That did not do the. Here's the actual playlist.
No, yeah, Shadow, it's your go.
There we go.
Anyhow,
Y'all, we can talk about some plans over Discord too if you want. We're gonna have a 2-week break, so
yeah, that might
Well,
be best. Just
that's
set up a
why-
day.
that's why I kind of wanted to have this be a good stopping area, because even if y'all know nothing of the past, like I said, it'll help going forward a little bit. It's kind of like, hey, this is the final act. This is the war against the city. This is, this is where everything begins to end.
Yes.
Until you have to defeat the giant red dragon.
All right.
Giant dragon.
So this is gonna be my stopping point for the night, guys. I'm pretty sure this is everybody's stopping point. We don't exactly have a final conclusion to stop on, but
Yeah.
we are in the midst of planning how to proceed from where we are currently. And right now, all our information is the humans are looking to start a full-scale war against the Beastkin. They're looking to do any underhanded means, aka through biological warfare, or possibly transformation, or through obedience training, through rings.
No, yeah, Shadow.
Meaning, there's certain. Sorry, if anybody's been wondering, then about the rings, we discovered that about like 4 play sessions ago, 4 or 5, I think. There's a group going around the Beastkin lands and offering quote unquote gifts, and they were a ring, and Iris could tell that they had a magical property, but he didn't know exactly what, but he could tell that it was not anything good. Lo and behold, we find out that it has properties like a charm, essentially, that where you cannot attack human race, which pretty much leaves us at a disadvantage. So that's why we keep bringing up the rings. It's a very, very, very big problem, and they're hard to remove because once they're on you, essentially, they're locked in tight unless you can either disenchant them or... Yeah. But that's why. So that way you guys are at least caught up to speed a little bit. And then Zerda is posting the channel, I believe, to the playlist? I don't know.
Yep, the playlist is Season 1 and playlist is Season 2. And I'd also like to remind you that they are also trying to stop a neurotoxin that makes Beastkin and only Beastkin fall asleep because they've been subjected to this so far.
Yes.
And they fall all asleep for an undeterminable amount of time. Not forever, but an undeterminable amount of time. Because it was used as a gas to basically gas out the main protagonists here and carry them off to a different facility.
Hooray! But this is where we're ending it. I'll be streaming again tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. D&D will not be back for 2 weeks. I don't know what I'll be doing tomorrow. Maybe more Pokemon. But yeah. So thank you guys for joining us. I do have work in an hour, so that's why I'm getting off. I have to get off, go finish my pizza, and then finish a shower. So I hope you guys have enjoyed some of it. I saw 2 of you are new and really into it, so take some time. Well, a few of you actually are new and into it. Take some time, click on that YouTube link, go follow Zerda's YouTube. He uploads them all. Unfortunately, they're all from his perspective, so he gets to see a lot of the other things. But if you're interested in the DM side of it, you can at least see how Roll20 works on the DM side, and you still get the story. It's just that you don't get caught off guard like we do from my perspective.
And I've evolved a lot when it comes to like maps and stuff, so my voice has gone a little bit better throughout the series as well. With the mic, I've actually changed mics throughout the series. We've been doing this for over 50 hours, 60 hours. Like, all of it combined is literally 50 or 60 hours we've spent together.
Yeah. Which, I mean, like, in the very beginning, talking was, at least in my case, I mean, I've gotten better recently.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, Saber, in the beginning, if we left the floor open to you for like 10 minutes of talking straight, after 2 minutes, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to go hide now. Somebody else, please take over, please.
Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah. I
You're
still
less
want
like
to do that, but I feel like, it's like I still want to, don't doubt it, but it's a situation of like, I know someone has to.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But before, you would have like said like your few words and then literally stepped back and be like, I refuse to continue. But this time you're like, anybody else want to step up? Okay, no? Okay, well, here we go with more frogs and more poison and more ideas. All right. So, with that being said, I'm going to be rating you guys out real quick. Unfortunately,
I'm actually, I will say, I'm actually going to be taking a small break, but I'm actually going to be doing a art stream here in a bit. If people don't mind an AFK stream, you can actually come over to me. I'm going to be doing a hyena 3D model for Baja Wolf.
What?
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing a 3D substance painter of 3D substance painting model of Baja.
Look at the top of your guys' chat. There is an easy follow button for you to click if you want to
Yeah.
go check out Zerda. When
I
he's
can
not hosting D&D, he does art stuff.
Yeah, if y'all don't mind me having like a 10-minute break, you can raid out to me, and I can actually have the art stream here in about 5-10 minutes. I just got to get some just vibe checks and everything for myself.
Wow.
Not to determine your rating potential, of course, but
Either
Too late,
way,
I already have-
I appreciate the session as well. I'm gonna head out.
I
That's
will
fine.
actually. Let me cut. Hey, stop that raid 1 second, Shadow.
No. Asking what up.
Stop the raid. Let me end the stream so it captures as a VOD for the D&D, and then I will restart the stream for the